Welcome to Soulspeak, everybody. For those of you who don't know, Soulspeak is a panel type. Who's got the clicky keys? Who has them? Ivory, I'm gonna click your keys.
I'm muted.
You're not muted. I don't know.
I was. I just unmuted to say I'm muted.
Fair. I thought you meant whatever. You know what I mean. All right. No. Welcome to Soulspeak. Soulspeak Lite, actually. For those of you that don't know, there's two shows. There's Soulspeak, which covers more profound issues, politics, religion, philosophy, sociology, stuff like that. And then there's Soulspeak Lite, which is more lighthearted stuff like gaming, streaming, content creation, media, TV, movies, stuff like that. And on this episode, this will actually be the first time that we're going to cover a specific franchise, and I'm rather looking forward to it because it's one of my favorites, as I know it is everyone's here to some degree. And yeah, it's gonna be dopes. So again, if you don't know the rules for the panel, because those of you who come to my streams know things can get out of hand in some ways, but we tone things down for Soulspeak to try to pay respect to the panelists and those in chat who do want to participate and learn and stuff. So yeah, they're toned down. And again, if you would be so kind as to follow my amazing panelists, go do it. They're awesome people, and you're gonna see that firsthand tonight, starting off with their introductions. And we're gonna start on real quick. So, ramshackle layout for those of you just joining in. I updated Discord, and I had no idea that they changed the entire layout of the camera setup. So, I usually set things up like a half hour before showtime, some complications, and ultimately I found this out and had to like string shit together real quick. So, this is what we got. I think it's okay. You can see who everyone is, and that's what's important. So, without further ado, BigBlueD, we're gonna start with you as you are on my top left.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm BigBlueD. I'm a variety streamer. What's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say, tell us who you are, your favorite game and game genre, and what you do in the realm of content creation, briefly.
Okay. Well, my favorite game, probably of all time, is Oblivion. Just because I love the vastness of the world, the in-depth stories, just the feeling like you can do whatever you want. What I do in the realm of content creation,
Yes.
I do things badly on screen. I die a lot. I make people laugh at how bad I am.
I feel that. Is that all?
Yeah, no, that's it.
No strange noises? I like your strange noises. I like that.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yes,
Oh, no.
It is. No, we need that. My nipples are here, and I'm aware of that now. All right,
My
Ivory.
Christian resolve.
We'll level that up throughout the stream. Don't worry. You are next. Give us your name, your favorite game and genre, and what you do in the realm of content creation.
My name is Ivory. My favorite game, like just at all, just in general, or in Elder Scrolls.
In general.
Oh, probably League of Legends. I'm a League fanatic. I've been playing since 2012. Yeah. Favorite genre? I love MOBAs, and I love MOBA style games. I think Overwatch is like the only shooter, but it's got like the MOBA style to it with abilities. I am an ASMR streamer primarily. Once I get partner, which I'm pretty close to, fingers crossed, I will be switching back to doing some more variety things after achieving my goals. But I primarily do ASMR. I love to sing. Apparently Slurp can sing, and I didn't know. And
He's so good.
And we gotta sing
I
together.
don't know what you're talking about though.
So yeah, it's good times. And I created T-San, so. That's our empire. Uh-oh. Yeah, we gotta find out. Go ahead, just bust it out. Slurp, let's go.
No, you say the TSAN and...
T-San.
What?
He doesn't like that I say T-San because...
No, that was a little sharper. She was saying it very in the middle of, like, T-Sun and T-San.
I don't know. Why would I say T-Sun?
You didn't. You're the only person I've ever heard be able to, like, put it right in the middle of the two. And it drives me crazy. But it's a smart move as the leader.
I'm gonna call it T-Sun now. For the rest of my life.
T-Scene. The T-Scene. Oh, God, we need t-shirts. Okay, no. Thank you for that. Did you have more, Eyevoree?
No.
Well, thank you. CanadianPapaBear, you are next, my friend. Tell us who you are, your favorite game and genre, and what you do in the realm of content creation, briefly.
Yeah, I'm CanadianPapaBear. My favorite game and genre, let's see, RPG is easily my favorite genre, hands down. Favorite game series actually is Shin Megami Tensei. Many people have heard me talk endlessly about, even though they don't care. But Nocturne specifically from that series is the one that is my favorite of all. And yeah, I'm a variety streamer that tends to lean mostly onto retro stuff. I do some modern games here and there, and then I also build Lego sets on stream.
Rad.
That's what's up. Thank you for that, CPB. Sierra Grove, you are next.
Hello, I'm Sierra Grove. My favorite game genre is easily RPGs. My favorite game is that's such a loaded question. That's so hard. It's probably between Oblivion and like I'm real screwed up about which Zelda game I like the best between Breath of Wild and Wind Waker. So probably either of those two games plus Oblivion are my favorites. But I am obsessed with RPGs. I like adventuring. I like wandering. I like seeing a vast world and doing pretty much everything other than the main quest and then putting that off till the last minute. What I do in the realm of content creation is pretty much I just stream. I'm a mental health advocate, and I do that by just being transparent about my own mental health journey and trying to create a comfortable space for other people to do the same while I play RPGs and other games to help make that space more comfortable.
That's what I like to hear. We are going to go with TeaWithJT next, even though he's on that side. This is new to me, sir.
Hello.
Hello, I am JT, or TeaWithJT, formerly known as Team_Freddy, but Eyevoree didn't like that name, so I changed it.
Ooh.
Please tell me that's not why you changed it. I would
That's
cry.
not it. That's not it. Eyevoree has nothing against underscores, but but no, I'm just playing. I did rebrand myself. I didn't feel like I was being myself when I was Team Freddy. But my favorite game of all time is actually Super Mario 64. And then, what?
I'm just thinking
Wait, you
about
already
look at Blue's
You already
face though.
started.
Look at Blue's face, not mine. Look.
Yes, I know.
Everyone's looking
Me
at
and
your
Blue have
face.
talked about this before because you prefer Super Mario. What is it, Sunshine?
Yeah.
You think it's better than 64, but you
That's a
know
good
you're
one.
allowed to have your wrong opinion.
Shots fired.
In terms of gaming, I'm a fan of. I like first-person shooters. I like RPGs. I also play a lot of The Sims. So yeah, right now I'm currently. So in terms of content creation, I barely even stream anymore. To be honest, I stream about 2 days a week. And right now I'm currently playing Final Fantasy 15. And I'm kind of addicted to that right now. And I'm playing that because I'm waiting for my boyfriend to finish Final Fantasy 7, and then I'll be moving on to that once I complete Final Fantasy 15.
That's
So,
what's
yeah.
up. Thank you
That's
very
what's up.
much. That's what's up.
That's what's up.
My favorite genre, by the way, is fighting games. I forgot to say that.
Oh. I mean, I thought you'd pick something you're good at, but whatever. I guess.
Really?
High five my kettle.
On your ass on Soul Calibur multiple times.
Excuse! Excuse!
Slurp, don't
We
start.
have one more. No, because I whooped some ass last time, alright?
In the beginning, you did. In the beginning.
Oh my god, don't get me started on this, Blue. You're not gonna like what
Yeah.
comes out of my
Don't
Get
mouth.
me started on
That's all I
Slurp.
gotta say.
You're not. Well,
Overwatch.
I'm the best at Overwatch, okay? Don't. That's not true.
You're
Okay.
gonna make me spit out my wine.
Guys, my name is Slurpaglurp. I would say my favorite game is hard. I'm gonna say I'll catch some heat for it. Dark Souls 2. I'm saying it because my favorite franchise is Soulsborne, and that's the best game in the series, in my opinion. I know, whatever. Fight me afterwards. My favorite genre is action RPGs. I think I don't know if I have that clear of a grasp on exactly what an action RPG is. Like, could Skyrim fall into
My
that?
life.
There you go.
Yes.
I mean, you did say you breeded reptiles yesterday.
I do breed reptiles, yes.
And you got weapons.
I do.
And you do combat strangers in the middle of the street spontaneously.
I do?
Yes.
Probably.
That's how I like to imagine your life, so that's how it is now.
Yeah, no, I do.
Thank you.
I just met someone in the parking lot of an AM/PM to sell a sound system yesterday. That's just pretty exciting.
That's a side quest right there. You
Yeah,
did
that's a
it.
side
Yeah,
quest.
Exactly.
it was great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got a little less gold than I had wanted for the quest, but it's okay.
Stab. Okay, what I do in the realm of content creation, as I hope Blue was gonna have my back with, but I guess not, because I really like to make strange noises, and I take pride in that. Also, I mean, we do Soulspeak. Don't expect. Well, you know what? Let me preface the rest of this episode with this. It's fucking coronavirus time, guys. I needed an episode to let loose on. We've been making some great strides. I'm really proud, honestly, of myself and of all the people I've had on over the past few months, helping to make this show great, helping me learn stuff to make it more structured, more productive. But today, this episode is just kind of chill the fuck out and talk about a franchise we really like. So it's not the structure is a lot more loose, as are the attitudes, at least my attitude. But yeah, so my streams, my content generally consists of very bizarre things. But we go from everything from weird jokes to deep psychological and philosophical conversations. It's like an open book chat. You're welcome to bring anything to the table, to the fore, as long as you're respectful of others while you do it. Okay. So, without further ado, I shouldn't say that more than once an hour, I feel like. But we're gonna move on to the lore. We're gonna have a lore focus because honestly, like I just said, it's kind of gonna be a loose structure, and I reckon there will be a lot of overlap and backtracking and stuff. I don't know though. I won't make too many predictions, I guess. But we're gonna start with a focus on the lore, and I'm just gonna ask very generally to everybody, what is your favorite bit of lore from the entire series about anything in the whole thing?
Probably the whole part of the where the chimers turned into the dark elves because of the tribunal and basically them committing a what they call it, like an atrocity, like a not an atrocity, like blasphemy basically, and getting Azora pissed off to the point of just being like, all right, well now I just cursed your entire race, like hope you feel good about it.
That honestly, I really like that too.
Yeah.
I saw a very interesting lore video where the guy, I think it was Fudge Muppet, they were saying how the Dwemer were like not they weren't
Fudge
not
Muppet?
Fudge Muppet. His name,
What?
Okay.
on YouTube, his name is Fudge. Well, their name. I think it's like 3 guys.
You are BigBlueD. He is Slurpa-Glurp. Don't even make faces at anybody's weird fucking name.
I thought you were talking about a character from Elder Scrolls, and I was like,
Oh no!
Fudge Muppet.
Great,
Like, what are you
great
talking
Jarl
about?
Fudge Muppet.
Yeah, I was like, what is he talking about?
There's some weirdly named Elder Scrolls characters too,
Yeah,
right?
there is, but not Fudge Muppet. I don't remember meeting him.
I'm back in Sierra on this one. We got some weird. Well, you don't, JT, but I'll let
What?
there be a fudge. Well, Blue and I got some names over here.
Are we also are we able to talk about any lore that carries like theories?
Yes, of course.
Okay, cool. Because I have one that's like one of my favorites, but because Skyrim was.
Wait,
my
wait,
favorite.
wait! I didn't even get to finish my thought.
No. Oh, sorry. We love you. I'm very excited. It's driven by enthusiasm. I'm sorry.
Y'all just use me for my hard nipples. As I
That
was
is true, actually. Yeah.
finally, it's admitted on both ends of the spectrum and my body. Okay.
True. Yeah.
The guy was saying that the Dwemer weren't non-believers, but like their beliefs weren't centered on the fact that they were atheistic, but that they were heretical. Like they knew the gods existed, and they used their power and the teachings they got from the Elder Scrolls and from the magic of the universe, Amundus, to enhance their own station and to reach apotheosis themselves, or at least that's what they wanted to do. So your thing, Blue, with the Chimer or Chimer, how do you guys pronounce that?
Chimer.
Timer.
I say
Uh-oh.
timer.
I say Chimer, and I'll get into why later, but I won't
It's like
fault them.
it's like
I
chimera.
say because yeah, exactly. That's mine too. It
Yeah.
sounds like chimera.
That's is that a precedence we're using? I don't know, but fair
I
enough.
think, yeah.
I just go by the videos.
It's
and what they
spelled
say in the
like
videos.
chimera, so I say chimera.
Fair enough. But yeah, so that kind of idea resonates me, where there's that interplay between the mortals and the gods, where in the Chimer's case, they kind of got fucked over, but in the Dwemer's case, maybe they got fucked over, but we'll get into that bit later. Okay, so guys, remember in chat, ask questions, answer the questions we present here. I definitely want to hear all of your input on this stuff. But yeah, so Ivory, you are next.
Oh.
You were saying stuff.
Yeah, you were so excited.
Yeah.
Just surprised me. I thought we were, So one of I was thinking about it because I actually brushed up on it today. One of my favorite pieces of lore is obviously the story of Ysgramor coming with the Nords and then
Nords.
meeting up with the Snow Elves.
Yeah.
The reason why Skyrim is my favorite Elder Scrolls game is because I'm like obsessed with dragons. My favorite movie is How to Train Your Dragon. I love dragons. So I was really excited when I found out that Skyrim was going to have dragons back in 2010, 11, something like that. The piece of lore, it obviously is, if you guys don't know what the story is, basically Ysgramor came over with the Nords, and they got along with the Snow Elves first, but then, something happened, and the Snow Elves attacked the encampment and killed everyone, and Ysgramor lived, so he went back to what is it called? How do I pronounce it?
Admora.
Admoran.
Mora.
He went back to Admoran and told everybody
I don't
what
think there's a
happened,
name.
gathered
There's
500
Admoran is
people.
the people.
Yeah. Gathered 500 men and went and slaughtered basically almost all of the Snow Elves, almost completely wiped out the species. But you have to think that there's thousands, probably tens of thousands of Snow Elves that were there. How did 500 men kill all of these Snow Elves? And so people say the Nords were great warriors and everything. I'm like, but that still is really, they're in their element, they're in their place, they're all established here. So the theory is that the theory is that Ysgramor and the Nords actually made a deal with the dragons to attack the Snow Elves and kill them and pave the way for them to basically take control of the land. And so I just thought that was really interesting to think, because there's like not a whole lot of evidence, but there are some pieces that are kind of like maybe this could tie in together, that the dragons were actually part of a raiding party essentially that helped wipe out all the snow elves.
Well, the Nords also had the voice, the Thum that they could use, so that could turn the tide of a battle if they were outnumbered big time, you know?
Yeah.
Did they all have that?
They didn't kill all of the elves,
they used it as a group. It was just that the Dragonborn could use it as a that much better, but the Nords knew how to use. That's why if you watch any lore video and they talk about the Nords, the one thing they emphasize is that their strength wasn't in their armor or their weapons or how they wield the weapons. It was in their voice.
It was in the Thum, yeah.
And that no gate could hold them back because they didn't need battering rams or anything. They just would shout and knock down the gates.
Yeah.
So, okay, I do recall this, I think, from one of the books I read in Skyrim. Was that Are you saying that if enough Nords got in a group together, they could harness the voice? Like any gaggle of Nords?
Yeah, but there's friendly fire with the voice too, so I mean, it would stand to reason that if they shouted near their companions, they could harm them too. So I mean, maybe in small groups they could...
Depends on
I
how
agree.
People are structured on the map at that point. I would think so too.
Yeah, I'm thinking like medieval style battles. They're probably like then here, enemy
front
there.
line, and then
Exactly.
Yeah, like what I'm thinking is like if you have one Nord and 10 snow elves like coming at him, he can just shout and scatter them. You know what I mean? Like
that's true. But don't forget too, back to this theory of the dragons helping, there's also the Dwemer, no? Weren't they warring with the Falmer at some point?
Not entirely. That's like kind of what I was.
That's another piece of
the other.
lore
That's
too.
like the part of the lore that I was gonna talk about.
Yeah, that the Falmer were elves that were taking refuge in the Dwemer.
Yeah, well, because like that.
No, well, that's different too. Oh, sorry, Sierra, go ahead.
Well, because like they weren't at war; they had an alliance. It was just like a rocky one, and so it became the Outmoran people versus the Falmer fighting for Skyrim. And once so many of them had been wiped out, the Falmer were like, what the hell do we do? We're like facing extinction, and they sought refuge with the Dwemer. And the Dwemer had said like, yes, we agree to give you this as a haven, but there was a catch, and the catch was that like they're only going to be able to eat this toxic fungus, which cost them their eyesight.
That's so fucked up.
It is so fucked up.
You can live with us, but you gotta eat poison.
You're gonna be blind.
Oh my god.
You can live with us, but you're blind now. Like,
so sad when I read about that.
But like that's the whole other side of it. Is like the Dwemer weren't necessarily warring with them because they were like allowing them to have refuge with them. Right, like they were more or less like the savior, if you could even say that, because they did make them go blind.
I feel like there was a three-party war going on. I know there obviously was the conflict between the Nords and the Falmer, but there was someone else, maybe? No? Because that sounds really...
The Nords also came down at one point to try and take various territories. Then you also had the Red Guard that were moving in at one point and were Hammerfell and...
Yo, the people from Hammerfell are smart, though. They're not trying to go in that snowy bullshit.
True.
Yeah, they're smart.
JT.
Yeah, Photography Elite brought up a good point about like the Dwemer forcing the snow elves into servitude, and they eventually developed into the Falmer because they like ate like a plant or something.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
And then the same thing with the giants too. How it's theorized that they disrupted the giants' like intelligence level and forced them into servitude too, while they like took refuge in the mountains.
Whoa! The Dwemer fucked with the giants' intelligence?
There's a theory, because there's a lot of evidence pointing to the fact that the giants used to be way smarter, and they had like more extreme intelligence, and that when they took refuge in the mountains where the Dwemer were, because it was around the same time, The same, the a lot of the theories that with the snow elves being messed with and almost like experimented on, they're saying that after the giants came back from the mountains, they were really primitive, and they think the Dwemer might have like done something to their brains to when they had them in servitude. Because there's a quest where you go like really deep into a Dwemer area, and that's like way past like puzzles and doors and everything. There's no way a giant could have made it in there, but there's a giant down there alive.
Oh,
And
boy.
it's maybe thinking that like if they have a long lifespan, he's just been down there trapped in a servant of the Dwemer and just trapped down there and just living off of whatever rats, I don't know, whatever they can get its hands on. But yeah, it's a theory that has a quite a bit of evidence that they may have actually done something to their intelligence, and then over time they just became these primitive beasts that we know them in Skyrim today.
Do you see this evidence prevalent in any specific game, or is it more just like peripheral stuff?
It was in Skyrim. There were something, books and stuff.
Fair enough. Well, thank you for sharing that. Okay, I'd like to definitely hear from CanadianPapaBear and or TeaWithJT. What do you guys got? What's your favorite part of the lores?
For me, it would be Perennial White Streak, which you only get to read about. Because he happened way back in the history of the games. But what's interesting about him is he's like the hero that saved Cyrodiil from the aliens when they were controlling everything, and he didn't do it through traditional combat. He didn't like wage a war directly at them. He would go and target high-ranking officials and challenge them one-on-one duels and take them out. Eventually, that came back to bite him, where the remaining few lords and kings and stuff got together and murdered him. But by that point, their forces and everything were scattered and everything like that, and they lost out. But what's interesting about him too is there's some suggestion, if you read some of the books and lore, and I can't remember the exact one this one's in, but there's some suggestion that he's a time-traveling robot.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, and I can read you the quotes if you want for those. Because there's a part, the time traveling part comes from one part where he apparently killed one of his opponents, and he ate his neck veins while screaming praise to Riemann, a name that no one knew yet, which is later on one of the leaders or like rulers of Cyrodiil. So he knew about future events. So and then he's described as. He was Perennial the White Strike because of his left hand made of killing light. It is sometimes interpreted as a reflection of Perennial's robotic nature. And there was also a part about how his chest would open and there was no heart in there, but just a glowing red light.
The hell?
Yeah,
I did not
I'll
catch
have to look at the
that.
book. Yeah, there's a particular book that goes over that, and you can kind of like there's a lot of kind of little random bits of discardable lore put in the Elder Scrolls game, so it could be just like one of the writers just having some fun kind of thing. But the description comes off of him as like he's potentially like like the Terminator or something, like sent back in time to deal with things. And I'll look up the book in between and I'll let you know which one it's in. So,
Jeez, I didn't because all right. I played a lot of Skyrim when I was high, and I could not grasp a lot of this stuff in there, especially in the books. So, like, Whitestrake, the Perennial Whitestrake sagas, that was one of them. That girl, like, who was the other guy? Morehouse, the Minotaur man? So, Whitestrake was the snow elf, and then, right? Or no, he was like I don't know how they depicted him. He was in... But and then that girl Alicia, she was like making hybrid chimera babies with these guys. I don't know what happened. All right, but
yeah, I remember that part as well. Yeah, the book. It's in the Song of Perennial, Volume 3, that they have all those quotes came from.
He's in. Whoa, Epicris is saying he's an Imperial. Were Imperials even a race when he was around? A need, maybe.
Well, I think it led to the creation, right, of Imperials.
I think those were needs. Maybe. I don't know. Well, alright. Thank you for that, CanadianPapaBear. Does anyone have anything to add to that tidbit? Because that's...
I do not.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's one of those out there things just in books. So.
Yeah, so that's
Something
one
I'm
of the
gonna
things
look
that
up
I was
more.
not necessarily aware of.
Yeah.
JT, what about you?
I don't really know what to say in this part because I'm not like, so I love Skyrim, but like I wasn't really one of those that like really sits down and reads the book, the books. Like I would just kind of read the books just to get the
big book of
XP.
Skyrim.
Yeah. No, like
The
the books
big
that
book.
like you come across in the game. Yeah.
The good book.
Our
And
Bible.
when it comes to lore, like when it comes to video games, like I don't really get that deep with like the lore of a lot of video games, like some people do. Like I know people are like obsessed with the lore of Dark Souls and all those games, but like I don't really do a lot of
Just
research in terms of lore. Yeah, like I don't know. I've just never, that's never really interested me. I just like to play the game. I don't really look too deep into the actual lore of, you know, a random character that you might meet on a side quest or something, you know, like I could give a shit about their background. Like I don't care.
Well, you know what? You still love Skyrim, and I respect it. I don't agree with it. I don't advise it for anyone else. I don't agree that you
really don't like take the time to look at the lore
look,
of stuff.
For every hour of playing an Elder
doesn't mean I
Scrolls
don't
game,
enjoy
you
the
need
game.
2 hours of lore research through
No,
reading or
why would I
video
do
watching or
research on a
masturbation.
game?
Because
why? Hello, I graduated high school and college. I don't need to do research.
it
on
makes the
stuff.
knockoff porn better,
just play the
JT. God damn it.
I want to just play the game. I don't need to
I
go off and do
see.
research on something.
You have a point there, Slurp.
Thank you,
I
Blue.
heard what you
You
said.
have to
Bang.
run a test, you know.
Damn it, Papa Bear. Okay.
Yeah, I play the way I want, Raven. Thank you.
No, for real though, it is all good. I'm not
Stop
gonna.
actually gaming me, Slurp.
I'm
I mean-
not.
I
Did
mean,
he
this
beat-
is one of the great things about the game, though, Slurp, is you can play it and just play the game if you want, and if
Yeah.
you want the big lore and everything
Yes.
like that, like, you know, if you're deep into
Yeah,
it,
I'm-
Yes.
it's there, so.
Yeah, and I'm not like shitting on anyone that does that. Like
He's
that
doing-
means they're
that's what he's
really,
doing.
really
Yeah.
into the game or a certain character that they're into, so they want to go research and see like, okay, what's the background of this character? Like, because I'm really into this character. Like, I want to know like their backstory and stuff. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, me personally, when it comes to video games, I don't really do a lot of research, you know, on my free time. I just, you know, I just
I don't either.
play the
but
games
what
and
I
enjoy
love
the character.
watching like
Makes
the
sense.
countdown videos of like the theories that are like
yeah.
or those I like. I don't do a whole lot of lore research either. I have like a limited supply of lore, but if I see those videos where it's like spooky kind of like unanswered questions, I like those things.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, like with
So I'm
Resident
with you
Evil, like
there.
I went on YouTube and looked up like, you know, like all the like the actual storyline of the Resident Evil games and how they all connect to each other. And I was like, oh,
oh,
My boyfriend will watch lore videos for like hours. Like he just watched Zelda lore videos for like 2 hours the other day.
It's pretty dope. I don't blame him.
It's good, but I
Yeah.
also like when he watches them and then comes down and he tells me all about it, so it's cool. Works out.
I'm like in the middle.
Cliff
I, like,
notes.
when I play Skyrim or,
Cliff
Elder,
notes, yeah.
or Oblivion, like I'll read some books depending what the title is, and other
Yeah.
ones I'll just be like, okay, this is just gonna be like a really dry history of like the Kingdom of Cyrodiil. I'm not touching this.
I
Yeah,
care
exactly.
about
Soul
that
Speak
part,
Light
though.
Zelda
I totally
version,
agree.
I'm here for that.
Yo, same
Here.
though. Same though. I'm all in on Zelda.
Is Zelda big on books?
Resident
On
Evil.
lore?
would
Oh
be-
my
No,
God,
on
Zelda
books.
has-
Yeah,
I mean,
there's-
like they have in-game books.
No,
Oh,
they have
no.
lore.
Oh.
They have like actual.
Yeah,
like,
lore.
Oh, that's
Lore
weird.
and
I thought it was a
lore.
good game for
that
some
tie
reason.
all
My
the
bad.
games together.
Shut up.
Wait, what?
No, I didn't say
Oh.
nothing.
Damn.
I didn't say.
Hey,
No,
Oh, no
look.
games can
I'm
have
outta
lore
here.
except for
I'm
Dark Souls,
leaving.
guys.
No, I grew
Only
up.
the Soulsborne games can have lore, guys.
I
that's
grew
only
up
if you
on
leave
Zelda.
everything ever.
Okay, I love Zelda. That's why I like Dark Souls today. I'm sorry, I was joking. I'm gonna
Bad
check.
joke.
Put
Yeah,
some
Claire,
respect on
this
my
is our
boy's
panel
name,
now.
alright?
Please
Yeah, it's our
don't murder
panel.
me. Okay, so my favorite bit of lore, and this shit is whimsical for me because my favorite bit of lore kind of changes every time I look into the game. I think this one guy was really cool. He was a wizard. maybe even an archmage at one of the schools, I don't know. But he actually traveled to each realm of Oblivion and had, like, sent messages back to his scribe to, like, tell him about it. And, like, Oblivion's probably my favorite part of the whole series. Just, like, the sort of outer shells of reality and...
Says the guy that has not actually played Oblivion.
Excuse me! It was called Oblivion.
Hey.
I played Oblivion. Here's the thing. First-person games, like, a few years ago, especially before I started streaming, I could not play them without getting dizzy. There was, like, BioShock and Dishonored. And that was, like, the only games. You can! Yes. And I did change it to third person, and I was like, this is really choppy and stupid. So I moved immediately to Skyrim. I was only playing Oblivion to get to Skyrim. No. You all ever played in third person? You ever play that game in third person?
Yeah.
How was it?
For like a second.
It was good.
In what, 2004?
I think we're done here.
Excuse
You know
me.
what? When I first played the game, so I used to not be able to play first-person games. Like, I was like you, I didn't fuck with it at all. And so when I first played Oblivion, I played it in third person because it's the only way that I could play it. And you know what? I fucking love that shit.
Also,
But now when I play
Shivering
it, I do play it in
Isles.
first person.
Shivering Isles.
Shivering Isles is the best DLC that they've ever
Best
made.
DLC ever.
We're gonna get to
Ever.
Jigalag, because that's my boy.
Oh no, not the Jiggalag.
He the man.
Oh no.
Look, I did my brushing up though. Like, I respect Oblivion, I respect Morrowind, but
You know, actually, you don't get to talk about Sheogorath ever.
Never.
You just don't have respect for him and his beautiful domain.
Yeah.
Scorned.
You don't get to talk about my boy
You-
Sheogorath.
You and your stupid bow tie don't get to talk about shit.
don't
right?
talk
Yeah,
about
no,
this
not
is
the bow tie.
Sheogorath's bow tie.
Too far,
Be
too
nice
far,
to
not
the
the
bow
bow
tie.
tie.
I'm going
This-
after the bow tie.
Look, you can kill Slurp, but don't get blood on his
Fine,
bow
this is
tie.
good.
All right, you know what?
going.
I'll roast myself. I never played Morrowind.
Ooh, what a loser.
Me neither. I
Ooh,
never
we
played
got
Morrowind
another
either.
I never
loser.
played Morrowind.
I
Tried last
I've only-
night and I couldn't.
Wait, I mean, because we're gonna talk about our like how we got into the Elder Scroll games, right?
yes,
Okay.
we're gonna do that.
You can have
It
your
was on the
crown.
itinerary, sir. Remember the itinerary that you wrote?
Wait,
out?
is it on the itinerary? I'm looking at
Yeah,
it now.
it said
Oh,
your
no.
first experience with the Elder Scroll games. Like, what got you into them?
What bullet point was that?
I just sworn it was.
Wait, I don't see that anywhere.
It's not, but it really should be. Let's do a little backtracking. This is it's a loose episode. I told you guys to give me input on what you wanted to talk about. All right.
Well, he thought it was already a part of it, so how would he have given you the input if he already thought that was involved?
By reading the fucking itinerary. Jeez.
He thought it was in the itinerary.
I
He
thought it was.
misread
Yeah.
something.
I mean,
Because I was like, oh, we're gonna talk about like, you know, what got us into Elder Scrolls.
I could have sworn Moby Dick was
What was
about
the first
UFOs.
Elder
How would I
Scrolls
not know
played?
it's not about UFOs? I don't know. Read a page or two. It's
He didn't
fine.
read it. He thought that
It-
was part of it.
It's
It's part of it.
it's fine.
I mean,
Oh,
it makes sense that it would be, right?
it does. That's why I'm upset that I didn't think to even ask
You
that.
didn't think to start with that.
Look, I'm a professional.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
A professional that didn't know that Discord changed their layout.
It just happened. They just did it. Irie, get burger.
are we changing?
I got the potty, okay, but I can hear you.
Fine. Read the
Are
I.
we
With me
switching
into the
formats to what you
bathroom.
suggested?
That is not Christian. But read us some lore books while you're there.
Ooh.
Guys, let's backtrack a little bit then. JT brings up an excellent point. How did y'all get into the Elder Scrolls? I'll start with mine because it's the shortest. I saw
Okay.
commercials on TV. It looked cool. And I was like, let's get into
Skyrim
this.
or
For
Oblivion?
Skyrim.
For Skyrim, okay.
Well, you know what? I heard about Morrowind back in the day, but I didn't play Xbox. I was a PS guy. So, it wasn't there. And then Oblivion just kind of passed me by, and I missed the boat on that. I saw Skyrim came out. I was like, let me play Oblivion first because I'm a responsible, not adult yet, something like that. And I couldn't get into it because I didn't like the initial gameplay. In third person, I felt it was choppy, and I got nauseous in first person because my eyesight is weird. Okay, so Skyrim commercials. That's how I got into it. Suck it. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
There you go.
So for me, it was Oblivion. I had like seen ads for it, and I had heard about it like from other like gamer friends, but I was like, I don't really know too much about it. Like, I'm not even really gonna worry about it. And then I saw that it got Game of the Year, so I was like, well, wait, if it got Game of the Year, then like maybe I should like see what it's all about. And so like I remember I went to GameStop and I bought Oblivion.
Yeah, you'll like it 'cause
and
it's popular.
yeah.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, because I'd always been a fan of first-person shooters, and I was like, oh, this is almost kind of like a first-person shooter, but like you use like swords and shields instead of a gun. You know, like you can use like actual handheld weapons instead of a gun. And I was like, this looks interesting. So I got home and I played Oblivion for maybe like an hour, I want to say, and I think it was because like. Maybe it was because I've never played an Elder Scrolls game. I kind of didn't know what to expect, and I kind of felt like they kind of just throw you in the game and they're just like, here you go, and it's like, and so I got very lost. I didn't know what to do. I felt like I was fighting enemies that were way out of my level that I was in. I got very overwhelmed, and I ended up like not playing it anymore. But then for some reason I picked up Skyrim, and I don't know what it was, but I just got like super obsessed with Skyrim and how open world it was, and how you can spend literally hours doing all these side quests and not even worrying about the main story. And that's what I loved about it, is like you can go and see and do whatever you want, like as soon as the game starts. You know, you kind of have the leadway to play it at your own pace. So yeah, I've played it on PS3, PS4, and I've played it on PC.
Nice.
Okay.
So you said we're talking about how we got started with Skyrim? I mean,
with Elder Scrolls. What got you into it?
I think are you still talking to JT?
No, I was just asking. Sorry. Go ahead.
Were you still asking JT something, or?
Wait, is there issues in chat?
No.
Oh.
I slipped like pause, and so I'm asking if you're still talking to you about something.
I was just thinking about getting Skyrim on multiple platforms, but we're gonna get into that a little later.
Yeah, get it on PC. When you get your PC, you have to get Skyrim on PC.
I'm probably going to. That's what I'm saying. I can be a space marine, a space from Warhammer 40,000, guys. Warhammer 40,000
in Skyrim.
Woo! Okay.
You can be Jon Snow in Skyrim.
I just said Warhammer 40,000, my friend. Okay.
He made his choice.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I love it. Okay, who's going next? Thank you for that, JT.
So mine was, pretty brief. Also, it was just, I had a group of friends that I had for pretty much my entire life, and one day I was over at my friend Oliver's house, and he was like, you have to check this game out, you're gonna fucking love it. And I was like, all right, what the hell are you playing? And so he played Oblivion for a little while. He made a new character, and I watched him play Oblivion for a minute, and I was like, oh shit, I need this. And I don't remember what year it was. It was probably, I know I was a little late to the game though. It was like maybe 2009 or something. When I finally got a chance to play it, and because then I was super excited to play it, and I was working at GameStop at the time, and I remember one day that I was sitting at the computer, and I was doing a bunch of research about Oblivion, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get up and go buy it right now. So I stood up and started walking towards the door, and my dad was like, where are you going? And it was I want to say November, and I was like, I'm gonna go buy Oblivion, I have a discount, I'm just getting the damn thing. And he was like, wait, can you just stop for 1 minute? I was like, okay, I'll stop for 1 minute. You got 60 seconds, and then I'm leaving the house.
Damn.
And he went into my mom's room, they talked about something. He came out and like put the game in my hand and was like, "You ruined everything," and was like, "This is the Christmas gift." And I was like, "Damn it. Okay, well, whatever." And so I like went downstairs and played Oblivion for like a nuts amount of time. Like so much. I immediately fell in love with it.
Awesome.
Spent way too much time playing the damn game. As soon as I could, I pre-ordered Skyrim, bought it, played the shit out of it. I've like bought it 1,000 times. I got hooked after I started playing Oblivion.
I like that stories. Thank you for that. Ivory, were you saying something before?
No, I said I have allergies. That's why I was doing that. I said sorry, my allergies.
Fair enough. CanadianPapaBear Blue?
My first, what?
Oh.
I said I'll let Blue go first because mine's long.
Okay.
Fair enough.
No, mine was actually, I was a big magazine person back in the day. I always got like Game Pro, Game Informer, PSM, Official Xbox Magazine, like all of them. And I saw like an article on Oblivion, and I remember like watching some videos on it and going like, this looks really cool. Like, and I started like just doing some research, you know, up until it came out. As soon as it hit stores, I had it pre-ordered, picked it up, brought it home, and I remember not only did I get hooked in like the first hour, but my father went out and got his own copy, and the two of us were like playing at the same time and like comparing notes and going back and forth as to like how far we were, what, you know, whether or not like our character was a mage or, you know, warrior, whatever. And I was just super into it. I went through the entire thing of Oblivion at least 6 different times, like the entire game. It was, it is my favorite game.
Hundreds of hours.
Oh,
So
hundreds.
good.
Hundreds.
So good.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. And CanadianPapaBear?
Yeah, so for me, similar to Blue, I was like realized magazine
just
PC gamer
skip?
for me because I was a big time PC gamer, especially in those days, and I actually built a new PC for Morrowind when I read about it. So, you know, got a GeForce and like a whole high level system at the time, kind of thing, just for that game. And it was funny because part of the reason I got into it was I read about how you could do whatever you wanted. There was multiple classes you could be, skills, all that kind of stuff. And I swear I spent the majority of my time running around towns just trying to be a thief and looting things and stealing stuff, to the point I was so high leveled that when I would walk out, I would get killed by as simplest creatures because I had no combat skills whatsoever. So it's part of what I actually appreciate about the game is like you can actually play it in such a way you can even break yourself, kind of thing. So I never did finish Morrowind, but then when I was between 2 jobs, I had about a month off before my new job would start. I played Oblivion on my 360 non-stop. I put over 120 hours into the game and did all the side stuff I could do and all that kind of stuff and finished the game, kind of thing. And then, you know, similar with Skyrim, played that through when it came out. So
You said it was long.
well, I'm, you know, longer than yours. So
Fair enough.
I can say a lot more, but I don't want to suck all the time on that. So
That is considerate of you, sir, and thank you for sharing. I guess we'll move on without asking Ivory, because it's just not... Ivory, Ivory, please tell us how you got...
You're banned.
No, don't do that. It was 16 minutes early. 16 minutes.
I'm trying to remember what... I was trying right now to remember what the first place I ever went. So I started playing Oblivion because my ex told me about like this game, and I'd never played a game like this. I had never even heard of it, and it was like 2008, something like that. And so he was like telling me that I should play it, and I saw him playing it and everything, and then I ended up falling in love with it. The first town I ever went to was Bruma. I had no idea what I was doing. I just went wandering in a direction, and I just ran into Bruma. So I'm like a creature of habits. Anytime I ever created a new character, I always went to Bruma first. I'd always go up the map up into Bruma, but I didn't. My ex was a huge Elder Scrolls fanatic, so when Skyrim was announced, he was like freaking out, and he immediately got it. So I would play at his house constantly, and I think when it first came out and I was actually able to play, I played for like 12 or 14 hours a day for like 4 or 5 days straight, just non-stop. And like my mom was just like, okay, it needs to stop. She's like, you just need to take a break. So it was so good. But I was talking about it before the stream. I actually got into the beta for Elsewhere, but then I just kind of never got into it. Skyrim has always been my fallback.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
What?
The beta for Elsewhere?
It's an ESL
Elsewhere,
expansion.
Elsewhere had a beta originally that was.
Wait, what
open
is Elsewhere?
for release.
ESO.
It's an ESO expansion.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Oh yeah, sorry, I should have made that clear. Yeah, it's an expansion for ESO, but I like ESO. I know a lot of people have an issue with it. I personally like it. I think that it has a really good balance of.
We will get to ESO.
Yeah, Skyrim has always been my go-to. I love Skyrim. It's my favorite one. I Shivering Isles is a special place in my heart, but Skyrim is my favorite.
I'm really mad I missed the Shivering Isles DLC. Me
too.
Also mad that you
Well,
missed
once you
it.
get PC,
we're
you
also
can get it.
mad that you missed it. So
You would have loved it.
I know,
so good.
it's the Mad
yeah.
Get it on
God,
PC.
and
It would be his favorite. I know it would be.
yeah, it's never too late. You can
Look,
get it. It's
I've
never
watched
too
I'm
late.
enough.
playing on PC
They
right
have the
now.
Game of the Year edition, I think, on PC.
I've watched a lot of lore videos. I feel like I've been there already.
Just watch me play
But
Shivering
yeah.
Isles. It'll be
That
fine.
yes, I'll do that. Will count also. I count that. Sierra's streaming Oblivion currently. Maybe Hollow
no.
Knight. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Tomorrow I'm gonna play Hollow Knight.
That's what's up. Okay, so JT, thank you for reminding or insisting that we do that. That's probably an important part of this. Let's move on with the lore now, though.
Did I insist?
What? Well, you brought it up, and I'm trying to compliment you. Why does everything I do not work?
Good.
All right. Favorite race and class / build. The class and build thing we don't need to dig too much into here because that has kind of more to do with mechanics. Mainly I want to focus on the race, but if you want to focus on like a lore sort of focused profession or like what you would, let's do that. Let's do that, guys. Your favorite race, and tell me this in chat too. Your favorite race and what you would want to do if you were in the Elder Scrolls universe. If you were in Tamriel specifically.
those are two completely polar
different-
opposite things.
So
Yes.
Yeah, Tamriel.
we'll get to your favorite class and build, but we'll do it in the mechanics section. So
no, I'm just saying I would really never go out of my way to murder people. if
That's
I
what
were
I'm
living
saying.
in
That's-
Tamriel,
well,
yeah.
I'll give you guys an example. You don't have to disclose your disposition towards murder. But it's always nice to know you won't do that. You're welcome. I'm a caring man. I would say Breton are my favorite. The Bretons, because they have elf blood in them and they're still human, and I could relate to human beings because I too am sometimes human.
No, you're not.
That's
Occasionally, on a good day.
Thank you. I think. What's happening here? So, I like that they have that sort of mixed background. And elves are badass, so like, why not? And I really like their society. Like, they seem to prize sort of like magic and politics and a lot of things that I'm into because I like casting spells. And then as far as what I'd want to do, I just want to conjure shit. And we're going to touch on our favorite schools of magic and weapons too. If there's some overlap there, whatever, fuck it. Because conjuring stuff is awesome, okay? I could summon some friends and people to do menial tasks for me and raccoon armies, maybe. I don't know.
We need them.
Yes. It'd be badass. I'd like to be a Breton dude who summons things and runs a city-state where everyone's happy and free and there's some, like, wine orgies and stuff. Where's Sanguinius at? Wait,
Understandable.
that's Warhammer. I don't fucking know their names. Okay, he's a Daedric. Whatever. Alright. Sanguine, there you go. Sanguinius is a blood angel with wings, and he's a space marine's promog. Okay, we're not getting into that right now. Who wants to go next? Your favorite race and what you would like to, what class you would like to be in if
Red
you were
Guard.
there.
Red Guard. All the way Red Guard.
He said Red Guard. Okay.
Hell yeah.
What
I'm
do-
a Red Guard every time I get a new elder.
That's your favorite race?
What do you
Hell
like?
yeah.
What do you like about Red Guard the most? Red Guard's
Guard,
badass.
I mean, they'll kick anyone's ass in a fight. Like, these guys literally back down Orcs, Nords, Bretons. Doesn't
no,
matter
he
who they
ain't
faced,
wrong, though.
They annihilated them because they were so damn proficient in combat. And they were the only ones who literally got the Imperials to, like, back down and be like, okay, fine, you don't have to serve under us. You can partner with us. Because they were so damn, like, strong. What I would do if I was a Red Guard I would probably join the Warriors Guild anyway and, like, become a mercenary, because mercenary, like, it's an awesome life. You pay me and I'll do whatever you want me to do. Kill whoever you want me to kill. Let's go. Just give me my money.
Why you going around murdering people though?
Because I'm getting paid. I'll murder
where I'm
anyone on this
different.
panel for enough money. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I'm
See,
kidding.
that's
Yeah.
Just you, sir. Just you.
Because my favorite race in the game, my hands down favorite race is Khajiit. I love
Yes.
being sneaky. I
Yes.
love the Thieves Guild, and I love the Dark Brotherhood, and I
Yes.
love sneaking
Yes.
around.
Bretons are
But
sneaky.
also, I
Just saying.
also am not crazy about daggers. I like bows and arrows. I love sneaking. I love shooting someone from super far away and then hiding while they run around crazy trying to look for you. And then they, like, lose track of you, and then you shoot somebody again. Plus, you can get the specs where you do more damage if, you know, you're sneaking, whatever, bows and arrows. That's my favorite. But I would never do that if I lived in Tamriel. Because, you know, I try to make a point not to kill people. So
Wow.
What if they're
I-
bad
if-
people?
If it were real, if I really did live there, that's when I would actually, like, focus primarily on the schools of magic. I would probably go into either conjuring or, like, offensive magic, like fire and stuff. So
Destruction.
two completely different worlds there.
I want hold on. I gotta amend that. I would be a bard / conjurer, okay?
Oh, of course
the
you
the
would.
magic of music, okay?
Of course you would.
That's a thing, and
That
we're
I think it's
surprised
so
me, actually.
boring.
Typical.
we're
in,
gonna
in the games.
He
what?
would he would just gyrate.
Check out his
I'll
performance
save
at the
it,
ends,
but-
guys. Go to the ends to go
There
see
once was a hero named Ragnar the Red.
Oh,
Alright,
Jesus.
we don't.
Oh my god.
Look, I just want to summon zombies with a pan flute. That's my dream, and I'm gonna make
and
it
beg
happen.
for money at the ends.
Yes!
Toss a coin to your Breton.
Yeah.
Dear Brian. Whatever. Okay.
Alright.
Y'all making fun of me now. Look, it's honest
what we
Where
work.
did we stop?
That's
Yeah, no, we never stopped.
that's fair. Look, it's honest work raising the dead with your pan flute to murder people. Just saying. Okay. Who would like to go next?
Well, I'll second Eyevoree, and my favorite race is also Khajiit. I love them so much. Well, I mean, and going back to lore, actually, I will admit, like, the Khajiit lore, I find pretty interesting because they're so mysterious, and they're kind of like the gypsies of Skyrim. Like, they have like these traveling hordes and stuff, and they go around and try to sell you their wares, but they're also like super sneaky, and that's
But
what I
only
love
if you
about
have
them.
coin.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so I usually, it's so funny because like every time I start a new playthrough of Skyrim, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try something different. I'm not gonna go the stealth route, and then I always do the stealth route.
Everybody does that. That's the
I
default.
always go the
Like, I'm
stealth
not
route,
gonna
like,
do it, and then you do
yeah,
it.
like I
Yeah.
level up my sneaking. I get a bow and arrow. I try to do like far away shots with the bow and arrow, where they never even see you coming. And I love like the little.
Yes,
I love like the
yes.
animations that happen, like when you get a good headshot and like the arrow just like goes slow mo to
Yes.
their head. Like I love
dig
that.
that.
A man after my own heart.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
ain't
like-
me though.
I love to one hit people with the bow and arrow. It's the greatest. Like if you
Yes.
level up your bow and arrow, it's such a strong weapon.
You're speaking to my soul.
If you summon
And
a
they-
dragon with your mouth, like, I'm just saying.
Listen, what you do with your mouth is on your own free time is your business.
And
alright?
also to second Ivory, I would say like if I was in the game, I would probably go to like the School of Magic and learn like destruction magic and like fire. Like I want to do like fireballs or build like a wall of ice or something. And I would try not to kill people, but you know, if
You know, it happens. Things happen.
Exactly, things happen. But I would much rather like go and like fight monsters and stuff, and like, you know, instead of people.
Y'all way more ambitious than I am.
Uh-oh.
I like the Bosmer. Those are my people. I like the bow and arrow stuff. In Skyrim, not in Oblivion. I have a really hard time with it in Oblivion, but in Skyrim, I would like had a much easier time with the archery. But I just like the Bosmers. Also like, is anyone surprised that my like little druid ass likes the Bosmers? I would probably just be like, I feel like if I was in Tamriel, I would just be like living in the woods, hunting for.
Wait, you don't already
like
do that?
I kind of do. I would. It would be living in the woods, archery for everything, and probably I would like. I also am really fascinated by the schools of magic, and conjuration's super cool, and I definitely can like get on board with that. But I think I would probably. It's like in my nature to just say I would do illusion and like annoy everyone, just fuck with everybody's lives, see if I could like screw things up just enough to like make somebody do something stupid.
Oh, I like that.
As I
'cause
do now.
That's not what you don't have illusion magic now.
No, I just aggravate people a little bit. Just a little bit now.
Lies and heresies.
A little bit? I'm just kidding.
That's fair.
I'm glad Slurp is also here. He'll be
I
nice
need the
to
shake
me.
button for that.
Look, I pretend to be nice to all of you.
I am mean
Do
to
you,
everyone
though?
indiscriminately,
Do you, though?
so I think both JT and I are mean to everyone indiscriminately.
Yep.
And that's why y'all getting your shoulders licked.
Excuse me?
I didn't say anything.
That's why I say I hate
I'll-
everyone. I just hate some people a little bit less.
I don't know.
Cover up.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm actually a hand puppet for CanadianPapaBear. Don't. CanadianPapaBear, want to hear
this is
from you,
all-
man.
So he's really good at ventriloquism.
All
then?
right, I'm out
Yes,
here.
and
Oh.
you can't. Excuse. Don't make me fire you.
I'm shook right
Wouldn't that be
now.
funny if she left and then the layout changed and we were all like switched around?
That would be really funny if it stayed.
CanadianPapaBear.
He'd think he would shoot me.
Maybe.
Ready for a little bit of a shock slurp?
I am ready for the
Hear it.
shock.
Alright. So similar to JT and Ivory, like I like playing a different race there. I like playing the Argorians, and I like to play thieves, kind of thing. And I feel that if
It's
I
my
was
second favorite.
like I've done that in every game. Like I did that in Morrowind and Skyrim and Oblivion, like every time, and that's what I go to. And I feel I would play similar to, or I would live similar to the way I play. I'd come in, join the Thieves Guild, get a little bit of magic for healing and what I need, and then eventually join the Dark Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah.
Not
Dark
bad,
Brotherhood
not
is the
bad.
best.
And I would go up the ranks.
You can't just. What is with all you people and murder?
I love to like just kill people randomly.
No.
Listen, we
not
don't judge you.
necessarily.
You don't
Yeah.
need to judge us.
I'm not going
Wait,
around murdering
what do you
people like that.
Hey, in this world, I
I don't
got
really know
Sometimes-
why
yeah.
you're judging me, but it's fine, I guess.
You get the best horse in the game
Wait.
by killing people in Dark Brotherhood. I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying IRL Tamriel though, okay?
Hey, in this world, we get to be who we are, and in another
I'm
world,
sorry,
we
I
get
got
to
the
be who
corona.
we're supposed to be.
You know how terrifying someone as kind as CanadianPapaBear would be as a murderer? That would be the scariest shit. He'd take me out for ice cream and stab me in the neck. I can't do it. I'd be wearing those little overall shorts and like a little pointy hat. Like, oh,
That's why
Papa,
he'd
thank
be good
you.
for the Dark Brotherhood.
And
We'd be like, you be our, you be our
Thanks,
person. Get them on your side, and then
Yeah, I go give them a big bear hug, then I pull up the knife.
yeah, and then
You-
bring them back to
you
the
give milk to everyone.
cave, and we'll kill them. It's great. It works.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
infect the whole panel.
With what?
The Coronas.
You got the Digironas?
I got the Coronas. You're all going down.
Well, if you got a
Don't.
lime, I'll have some.
Look, a line. No, shut up, Blur! How dare! It's gonna look.
TOS.
If you have coronavirus, just the only way it transfers is if you cough into the microphone and someone has their headphones on. It'll travel through that way. But if you take your headphones off, it can't get in through your ears. Don't you just
Slurp, you're talking to an ASMR
We
streamer.
weren't ready.
you all have coronavirus now.
It's too late.
So do you.
No, I don't. I'm immune.
Get fucked.
By coronavirus only, please. In my ears, maybe. Don't. I hate you guys. Guys, favorite school of magic is what we're moving on to.
Destruction.
Distraction.
Destruction or necromancy.
I go
So,
probably,
conjuration.
restoration or illusion.
I normally go
conjuration,
distraction and conjuration, but
Yeah, conjuration.
Yeah.
Because
Papa
I-
Bear, what'd you say?
I normally like
Restoration,
restoration. I pick up
conjuration,
because of healing, but
well.
illusion is my favorite.
Oh yeah, restoration's good if you want to. Like,
I think
heal
illusion
yourself.
is the most fun. Destruction and restoration are the most useful, but illusion and conjuration are the two most fun.
Yeah, agreed.
So it's like hard to really pin down just one.
Wait, would you say the two most useful are?
Destruction and
And
restoration.
conjuring.
Alteration. Okay.
Oh,
I said restoration
Oh.
restoration is
and
useful.
destruction are the two most useful.
No,
And
alteration.
conjuration and
y'all hating on
Conjuration
alteration.
is so fun. No, alteration is also super fun. You right.
That's-
illusion, alteration, magic is fun. I like magic.
Yeah.
All of them are great. It's just like
It's
Okay.
also
Okay.
good.
I just
All
like
right.
magic.
That
I like magic.
that's
I like
fair.
magic except for in the Elder Scrolls games. I think it's totally useless in Elder Scrolls. I
Really?
hate it. I hate
Yeah.
it.
Can we
so
get a
much.
quick ban for BigBlueD,
I
please?
literally,
Honestly,
I will not use
Feeling
magic
a little
my entire
disrespected
run.
right now, but it's fine, I
Really?
guess.
I'm sorry. I never use magic.
You don't want the
I'm-
ability to heal yourself, and you don't even have to eat like or drink potions. You can just heal yourself.
I don't
Bum.
need to heal myself. I'm nasty at that game.
Oh.
Oh!
I'm just saying.
On novice difficulty.
Excuse the fuck
Ooh.
out of me.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Mm,
should literally
he
go
said
get
y'all
my
ain't
father and be
shit
Like, hey, tell
at
me
Elder
anything about what I
Scrolls.
did for you when you
Okay.
need help.
he did
Okay.
say that. All right, look.
He did say
No,
that.
I do love like the fireballs. Fireballs.
Fireballs is how you
can get
lose
really
followers, okay?
Fireballs can get ya.
That's
strong.
how
One hit people with fireballs.
that's how your followers attack you. I always use that one fireball spell, but my person would be fighting the creature and it'd explode in their
Right.
face. And they'd be like, "Fuck
and kill
you!"
your companion.
I do
Or
have
turn 'em
problems
against
with that
me.
Sometimes where like you're trying to use your like destruction magic and your followers like, you just hit me with that.
They go, whoa!
Yeah,
They're-
they get scared. Yeah.
They're the worst.
They're like, I'm sorry, did you just catch me on fire?
I'm sorry.
A fight.
Pretty much. But even I think if you position followers incorrectly, like by a trap, they could even wind up turning against you. If I'm not mistaken.
Followers are honestly really obnoxious. Kind of
Yes.
useless.
Follower turn
Yes.
on me.
It's hit or miss with followers. Yeah, it depends on the follower.
No, see,
Unless it's Serana, get the fuck out.
here's the.
Wait, are we talking
Damn.
Skyrim? Or sorry, are we talking Elder Scrolls now, or are we talking Twitch?
Yeah, I messaged you guys. Calm down.
Stop. I don't know what Ivory said. I heard what CanadianPapaBear said, and I feel like Ivory just casted a spell while CanadianPapaBear distracted us, and I'm
Ivory
worried.
told everybody to calm down.
She used a calm
Start bothering
spell.
People.
Ivory used
yeah,
a calm.
calming spell.
I was just trying to
Confirm.
calm everyone down. Yeah,
That's-
a calming spell.
Can
a little
happen.
bit.
Immune.
Don't tell me what. You're not my real mom. Don't tell me what to do.
That Sierra, get the tank. That's okay. Here's the thing with conjuration. I like that the most. I already kind of explained why before, but illusion
Yeah.
is also awesome. That said,
Yes.
it only works in the realm of like beings with a mind. So like people, animals, some Daedra maybe if you're leveled up enough. But like if you want to go to space or something, like it can't help you if there's no people around. It's not gonna do anything. So
Yeah, but you know what's illusion? Frenzy. And you know what's really fucking fun? Watching people fight each other.
that's very true. I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm
Turn them
saying
against each other. Yeah.
if I'm gonna put all of my effort into mastering a school of magic, it's not gonna be something that loses all effect once there's no like people or animals around.
That's
'Cause,
fair.
Yeah.
Wait, you were talking about not killing.
That makes
anyone.
sense.
Like, what's going on in your world?
Look, they just disappear. I don't kill them. I just let the dead people I raise with my gyrations and my pan flute kill them, and that's different. But yeah, conjuration I think is kind of also what allows you to go to Oblivion, or at least get more knowledge from the things you conjure to do so. So that'd be badass.
I just like fire, so I mean.
Yeah, I like fire too.
Look, everyone likes fire, okay?
Fire, fire, fire.
Liking fire is not
Don't-
a personality trait. Everybody likes fire.
Or even
Thank
ice,
you.
too. Sometimes it's fun to freeze the zombie things.
Yeah, I'm feeling really
That's
attacked right now.
I need
everyone to calm down
right now.
I'm feeling really attacked.
Oh gosh.
Alert!
Don't
Do
worry.
not do that.
We could have an ASMR contest. I don't care. It's a magic power off.
I think somebody will beat you.
You won't win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I'll
someone
just-
would.
You know,
beat
I'll just
you.
bust out the microphone, the 3DO. You
Don't
ready?
do that. That's cheating. That's,
yeah,
like
cheating because that's like I love that mic. I want to get that mic. That's how much.
She's
Busting
busting out.
We busting out
Love
the
that.
3DO.
That's a magic wand. A staff.
Oh,
Looks like a mallet.
It's a mallet staff.
it's an amazing mic.
All right, who?
Marty in my school of magic.
Rich A, you're watching this, you motherfucker. What are you doing here? What are you wearing?
Right.
What is on your kneecaps, and can I lick them thoroughly? Tell me that.
Jesus.
Oh. Good. Okay.
It's in focus now, Nick, and welcome, by the way. All right. So, favorite schools of magic we went through. Though some of you picked two, all right? You got to pick one. Pick one.
No,
I'm picking
not
conjuration.
necessarily.
Destruction.
I can't
Destruction,
pick
hands
one. I
down.
can't do it.
I
Destruction.
mean, I said illusion's my favorite. It's just I pick up restoration as well because it's handy. So.
I'd say
That's fair.
destruction. If I have to pick one, destruction.
I've never actually used illusion. I don't think I've ever.
I don't think. Yeah, I was trying to think what's in illusion because I don't think I've used
Yeah,
it either.
me.
Sierra
same.
looks
I
so
was like,
disappointed
have I even
right
used
now.
this?
No, because I can't pick one.
Oh.
My
Ivory,
favorite
you gotta
time to use
frenzy
illusion
people.
is in Oblivion. There's specifically one quest where you can use frenzy, and it's great. It's really
Yeah.
good.
Oh, illusion is
It's the
where-
best.
Yeah, you go into it's a Dark Brotherhood quest where like the short version of it is like you go into a mansion. There's a bunch of people that you have to get. You have to kill all of them discreetly, or you can use frenzy spells to discreetly cast that on them and just make them all fight each other.
Oh,
And then they all die, and you did nothing, but you got to watch. It.
Right.
It's cool.
yeah.
And if you want to look at the quest lines,
Interesting.
that's actually what I was
It's
about to
Maybe
amazing.
I gotta try that out next time just for fun.
Right. Yeah.
It's
just for
fun.
fun.
And-
It's so fun.
And if you get your comm level high enough, you can actually turn followers back to your side. It's a little process. Like, you gotta calm them, then like have them unfollow you, then refollow you, and they're not aggroed anymore.
Slurp, you must
Ha-
have a hard time with followers turning on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
They're
It seems like a
stupid.
common recurrence.
Why
They're-
are they always turning on you?
Because they're dumb, alright?
'Cause
It's
you
not.
can't aim.
That's also
Neither can I,
true.
so I can't blame him. 'Cause,
Thank
like,
you.
Same. I have the
Uses
same
conjuration, somehow still hits follower.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you know what? Maybe. I haven't played Skyrim in a minute, but I feel like that happened. CanadianPapaBear, you were gonna say something. My apologies.
Well, I was going to say that since quest lines are coming up next, what Sierra was talking about is actually the quest I'm going to be talking about. So it leads into that quite well.
Goody.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
So we're waiting.
Oh, like I'm saying,
He's trying to
we're at the
transition
end of
you,
this.
Slurp.
He's
He's
telling
helping
you
you.
to transition to the next thing.
He's helping you to transition.
But I wanted to touch on something before that happened.
No problem.
All
right. Because Alistrich brought up a
Touch it.
good point. We gonna touch all of it. He brought up enchanting, and that is, I don't know if he means that in terms of like other schools of magic from other games, because we don't have to stick
Or
strictly
like
to.
enchanting your weapon? Is that what he means? You
That's-
can like, enchant your weapon.
Well, that's what I'm
And
asking.
your
But
armor.
I know that Morrowind and Oblivion and probably even Daggerfall and the other games might have different magic schools that we haven't touched on. So if anyone.
Oh, yeah, there is, but enchanting is in Morrowind and Skyrim, but not in Oblivion. So
Okay.
Things skip some games. Too.
You can't enchant
know.
weapons or anything in Oblivion?
I think there's another mechanic for it in Oblivion. So like,
Okay.
they have, yeah, like there's a chart thing out there that has like all the skills and what's changed and what's turned into something else and stuff like that. And I believe enchanting is one of the ones that's just gone in Oblivion.
I love enchanting my weapon with
I
shocks.
thought enchanting was in Oblivion.
I don't know, like
Wrong, but-
enchantments exist in Oblivion, and I feel like, but I never really fucked with enchanting in any of the games, so I guess maybe I could be wrong, but I know you can refill enchantments that have been depleted with filled soul gems in Oblivion.
I
but
did
don't know, I don't think you can
I did
recreate
briefly,
enchantments.
but most of the time it was me just refilling the weapons that I like found in quests or something. Like I
Yeah.
never
Right,
really
yeah, like I'll
went out of my
Refilling them
way.
with soul gems.
Yeah, or I would occasionally enchant like some jewelry just to have, but nothing.
Yeah, I would
more
occasionally
in-depth than
like I
that.
sometimes do my armor. Like you can like extra health and or
Mhm.
like extra like basically like extra armor or extra like defense.
Yeah, but nothing more in depth than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in Oblivion, weapons and armors must be brought to enchanting altars to enchant them, or alternately enchant with sigil stones. There's no spell skill that you can learn to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
it's
and
the
that's how
little
it is in
table,
Skyrim, too. Yeah.
the little blue table.
The enchanting table.
Yes.
Enchanting
Okay.
table, yes.
Yeah, but you can also but no, it's just for enchanting. Because then there's a separate table where you mix together like spells and stuff.
Alchemy.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah,
spells.
the alchemy table. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, we're gonna move on then to favorite quest line. Does anyone...
Papa Bear, because he was already
Yes,
talking
yeah,
about
Papa
his.
Bear already knows.
Before I start on mine, I am going to give a shout out to Shigora Shrine, my second favorite, but my ultimate one is Whodunit in Oblivion, and that's the one
Whodunit's so
Sarah was
fun.
talking about. So there's the great thing about this quest is it encompasses the thing I love the most about these games is the ability to do things your own way. There's like so many different choices on how you can approach that quest. You can just go up and just like straight up murder people left, right, and center. Because the background of the quest is it's one of the Dark Brotherhood quests where a bunch of people are sent to a manor and they're told that there's a treasure hidden, and you're sent there to take them all out. And if you can do that without anybody ever catching you, you get like extra bonuses to a bunch of your skills that help you later in the game. But again, you can approach it any which way you want. You can walk into a room and just start slaughtering everybody. Or as Sierra mentioned, you can cast Frenzy, and everybody will start taking everybody out themselves, kind of thing.
I love it.
Like they see other things going
I'm
on.
trying to remember that one.
Yeah, and what you can also do is you can slowly build trust with people to find out things about them, to get them to go to areas where they're sequestered away from everybody else. Like there's one woman who likes this guy and the guy likes her, and you tell her, oh yeah, he likes you, he said to meet you in his room. So she'll go up to his room and wait for him, and that gives you an opportunity to go up and get her. There's other people that will be afraid of things, so they'll go downstairs depending on what happens. So you get a lot of choice. Like, it's the only quest I can think of that I actually, after, because I usually had saves around major quests like that, I actually loaded back up and tried it 3 or 4 different times to see what the results were from different outcomes. So like it's that closest I can compare it to is like in the Deus Ex games where you can, there's 3 different ways you can approach things. It just gives you this ultimate freedom of like, okay, do I just want to kill everybody, or do I want to be stealthy and I want to convince them that I'm their friend and then take them out, all that kind of stuff. So
It sounds almost like Hitman.
oh yeah.
It's very Hitman. Yeah.
Also, it's a good
And then,
one.
I didn't know about this at the time, but looking the quest up again on recently, apparently there's a bug. If you use melee attacks, the script is messed up. They won't actually ever notice that you murder anybody. So I didn't know about that one. But,
Damn.
yeah.
Thank you for that. I haven't played it, but if
This
they
is-
do revamp Oblivion, I'll definitely peeps it.
I mean,
For
there's
me,
people that fix.
I'll be right back. The kids outside are super loud. I need to close my window.
Yell at
for
'em.
me, I mean, I would give honorable mention to the dragon priests and having to kill them, because to me, the only time I ever felt like challenged in combat was facing the dragon priests, because they were so freaking powerful, and like killing each one was like really like an accomplishment. But my favorite quest line has to be the end of Skyrim, whether or not you get the choice: do you kill Parthenax or not?
Ugh.
And to me, that's my favorite, because it really kind of like challenges you to like consider a lot of things. Like, yes, he did terrible, horrible things in the past, but he also tried to make amends. So
He's redeemable, damn it.
do you kill him for his past deeds? Do you let him
No.
live for his current? There's so many layers to that, and I'm gonna like confess something right now.
Don't say it.
I never finished Skyrim because I wanted to kill Parthenax and I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Oh,
I
think the
couldn't
next
do
one
it.
was I love you, Slurp.
I wanted to do it because I wanted
What?
what I would get had I done it.
There's so
and
much.
I chose that quest, and then it got to the time when I had to do it, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. And every time I go back to do it. I start a new playthrough, I choose to kill him, and then I get there and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't.
So stop trying to kill him. You obviously don't want to kill him. No, you don't want to do it.
Don't do
What are you
it.
doing? You didn't beat the game.
Alone.
You didn't beat the game. Don't tell anyone I said that. CanadianPapaBear, what did you say? I want to ring Blue out some more, but first you.
Oh, when he said he had a confession to make, I thought the next words out of his mouth was "I love you, Slurp."
They should have been. I would have been a lot less similarly disappointed, but not as much with that. I'm just kidding, Blue. But why? Why could you obviously don't want to kill him, so just don't kill
Because
him.
you get like good shit if you kill him.
You don't get anything if you don't progress in the game. What are you doing?
I mean, true, but that's why every time I tell myself, like, okay, it's just a video game character. He doesn't have feelings or anything. You're just gonna cut his head off and be done with it. And then it gets to the time, and then he speaks in that really
Parthenax has feelings.
He does.
That's what I tell myself every time. I'm like, I can't do it. He's so nice now and wise.
He's so good.
Hard Dragons
I'm like,
actually
can't.
part their necks.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's
in the
what I
middle of a
heard.
new playthrough that I started a few days ago, and I'm just gonna not choose that and choose to let him live.
Guys, tell it, because that's another big topic in here in the Elder Scrolls series. Tell us in chat what you think. Do you kill Parthenax or do you not kill him?
If you kill Parthenax, I'll never speak to you again.
Don't tip the scales like that, Grove.
Yeah,
Come
for
on.
real.
Now
I
everyone's
felt
gonna
my
say they
opinion
killed
has been
him.
Very clear.
I felt really
That's fair.
challenged with the Dragon Priest, but I also felt really challenged when I would turn up the game difficulty and I would start fighting I would continue on like the quest where you're fighting dragons, and as it progresses, the dragons get harder and harder to beat. And then there was this one dragon. I'm trying to remember. It was like in the middle, kind of western side of the map. There was like this really tall mountain, and you come around the corner, and there's this encampment where there's like levels, like wooden tiered levels of the camp.
Is it Forsworn territory?
I know exactly what you're talking
I
about.
don't remember what it was called, but it was like the hardest thing I had ever done. I could not beat it. I got killed by that dragon like over 30 times, and I was so mad because I was trying to do it on a higher difficulty. But I would say that I think everybody knows this quest, A Night to Remember, where you start off in Riften and you meet the guy and you get super drunk and then you end up on the other side of the map.
It's not even necessarily
Yes.
in Riften. It doesn't always start in Riften, because like I've also triggered it in Whiterun.
I've always triggered it in Riften.
Oh yeah, it can trigger anywhere. It's like a timing thing.
Okay.
It's kind of random. But
Yeah.
You have to be a certain level, and then I almost always triggered it in Riften.
What were you doing in Riften for that quest, you weirdo? What are you doing? That's a Whiterun quest.
I just always
I triggered it in
Riften.
Whiterun.
But that was the best. And then you just have to go through, and you gotta get the with the goat or the sheep back.
Yeah.
Or
That's
something.
such a good quest.
That's-
I love that entire
It's a fun
quest.
quest, yeah.
That's when you
So
get Sanguine Rose. That's the best.
Mm-hmm.
That is a dope quest, but don't avoid the question either, because Blue brought it to the table. We're talking about it right now.
No,
Again.
I can't. I'm not. See, I actually, I have a deeper confession.
Oh boy.
I love side quests, and I was laughing when Sierra said it before, because I always constantly avoid the main quest because I want the game to go on as long as possible.
I do that
Yeah.
too.
I've never actually gotten to the end of the game.
Me neither.
What is wrong with all you people?
I have over
I've
200
never
hours in
even-
Skyrim, and I've never beat the
I've
main
never
story.
even progressed to the part where you make it past the part that's really windy and you go up the mountain. I've never even.
Me neither.
But I've watched
I
I've watched
have.
videos.
You never even
I've watched
seen
videos.
Parthenax. What is happening?
I've watched
No,
videos, so
I've
I
gotten
have
past
seen
that part.
Parthenax, but I've never actually gotten there because I just was doing other
Because
things.
that's where you find out that you can like talk to dragons, right? That part.
Yeah, that's when you find out you can talk to him. You know.
Yeah.
So that I've never actually gone.
So
to
I
the
have
mountain
gotten
where
there, but
Parthenax
yeah, that's
is.
pretty much as far as I've gotten.
I don't think Slurp has
In
any
terms
right
of
to
the
give
main
anybody
story.
crap
But I
about
love
finishing
dragons,
games.
so I would never.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, don't give a shit.
Excuse me, guys. I've updated my panel to include 36 games that I've beaten on stream. Okay? On stream. Not through my entire life, through my 1.8 years streaming. Okay?
But how many of them are actual games and not things like
things
Life
we
is
didn't ask.
Strange and
Just kidding.
Remothered and
That's a game! You beat it and see
Remothered?
what happens. Remothered's a game.
I love when my games get
Terrible.
remothered.
No, that's not. I thought you were gonna say I love Remothered. I'm so upset right now. I thought maybe one other person in the world played it. God damn it. Look,
No.
a naked old man is chasing me with a knife for like the whole game, and that's just heaven. So you guys can not
Alright,
play it.
that's
And
cute.
You can get my notes.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with
Yeah,
my
I know,
life.
it's been fun,
I'm ready to go.
Woo!
I have a
like
lot
kinda
of
like
questions.
Look.
But yeah, Papa Bear's right. You can't give a shit for not technically finishing.
I literally
Skyrim.
can though.
You put the hours in.
It's so big, you
Yeah,
don't want
exactly.
the game
You
to
don't
end.
have to finish it.
you have
I've-
at least 1,000 hours into Skyrim.
All right.
And
Oh, Amazon just delivered a package. I'll be right back.
It better be the end of
People steal mail in my
Skyrim.
neighborhood, okay? They steal.
That's not
Get it.
good.
I'm still waiting for my brownie M&M's to arrive. Damn it.
Ooh, I want that.
Brownie and
I just went and got them from the store. When I was at the grocery for other things, I was like, I want to buy these.
Wait, you got brownie M&Ms at the store?
Yeah. I just got them at Meijer.
You can
Dude,
get them
they
at the store,
exist
but they're not
now?
online only.
I didn't know they were out yet. I thought Blue was gonna be the
Yeah,
first one in
no,
the
like-
world to get them when they were
No,
released.
like a week and a
Blue!
half I went to the store to go
I'm
get
just
like
not going to a damn
random
store.
shit, and I was like, oh, here's these. But it was sometime after Blue ordered them, because I like went to go buy other shit I needed, and I saw them, and I was like, oh, these are the things Blue ordered, and I just bought them.
I
Blue
need
have a
these.
weird
I need these.
relationship.
Blue gets all the treats first, and then if he doesn't die, I eat them.
It's true.
I didn't. Well,
Yeah.
all right.
I left all my.
Brownie
I-
M&Ms. What's to like make you question
I'll-
whether you're gonna like them or not?
That was
or
a
not?
joke.
It's
I
brownie
know
M&Ms.
I'm gonna love them. But
Exactly.
I was under the impression that like Blue was gonna have them the day they were available. I didn't know they were
You
already
guys
out.
just reminded me that I ate all my
no.
M&Ms and now I'm sad again.
I'm very
I
sad.
didn't realize you could pre-order M&Ms.
You should. You can, right, Blue? You look at them.
Pre-order M&Ms. They have like an official release.
I
date.
want to say you can off their official site. I may be wrong.
I
But
thought
was
that's
gonna
what
pay $15
happened.
to do so.
I'm like worried about you guys.
Me too.
M&M's are an event, okay?
Look, this whole room is known by my friends as Target snack aisle. It's filled with chips and candy and cookies
And that ass.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna work for me. That goes right to my ass. I just can't.
We've talked about
You
this.
just-
You need to get healthier.
You just said you
Your
was
choices.
sad
I'm
because you
happy.
didn't have
So I'm
them.
healthy because I'm happy.
All right, this is derailing a lot. Let me do a quick chat
Sorry.
scroll through. Alstrid said
Oh, I
Parthenax
can-
keeps asking me for 350. Yes, that is a thing he does.
Why so you
350.
talk about my favorite quest?
I hate when that happens.
Raven89 will be picking all the panelists from now on. Thank you, Raven. And that's about it. Okay. So, who here, raise your hand. JT, what?
JT.
Well,
Solution
my favorite
Conference.
quest is the Dark Brotherhood quest. That's my favorite quest. Is when you like discover the Dark Brotherhood and you have to do like all their like missions, and then you find out about. It's been a while since I played it, but I just remember I just liked it because like there's a lot of backstabbing going on within the Dark Brotherhood, and there's a lot of like
Lots of tea to spill.
two-faces.
Hashtag
Yeah,
I
yeah.
enjoy backstabbing.
Yeah, there's a lot of backstabbing going on, and you find out more about like how the Dark Brotherhood got started, what their like mission is basically, and then honestly their gear that they give you, their outfit is like the best outfit in all of Skyrim. So
It's pretty dope.
it's
Oh.
like the whole set is just like amazing. So
All right.
that's another
Yeah,
reason why I
it's
love that
slick.
quest.
Here's what we're going to do. Thank you for sharing that. Before we move on.
Is Blue okay?
Yeah.
Blur!
No. Why is it going
Big
blurry?
BlueD.
Big blurry.
Blur!
Put your hand up. in
See,
front of the
witness
camera.
protection.
But no,
How-
just wait. Just put your hand up and hold it still until it focuses, and then
Is that how you do that? Is that a thing?
yeah, normally.
Yeah, sometimes you can do things.
Not when you're
Or-
cursed with technology. It's not.
Just not.
Blue, do you have the focus off? What's happening?
Is you good?
I have it on
It's one
autofocus,
marijuana.
I have it off, so I don't. Because that's usually what happens if it's on.
Yeah,
It
turn
does
it
that.
on.
Hold on. I don't know if this is gonna knock me out, but it might. it might take my camera off, but I'm opening up the Logitech thing.
Yeah, do that. I would toggle off. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Hey.
Perfect.
There's
Perfect.
that
You did
beautiful
it.
face.
Immortalized as Big BlueD.
Yes.
There we are.
Okay. 3 questions. I just want hand raises from y'all. If you finished the game, raise your hand.
Talking about Skyrim.
Yes,
You're talking about
Skyrim.
Main story.
Like
That's
yes,
what I'm
the main quest. Well, okay. how about this?
Awkward.
If you beat
End
Alduin,
credits. If you watch the end credits of Skyrim.
does Skyrim having? Is that a
Does
thing?
it count if you watch them on
I'm
video?
sure they do.
Fair enough.
Sure.
No,
They have end
there's no
credits.
end credits.
Oh, there's no end credits? Oh.
No, because you can just keep going for forever. Even if you beat the main story, there's still so much other shit you can do. They don't
Oh,
go like a
It's-
credits thing.
it's
just like,
kind
oh,
of-
you did that. Move on.
It's kind of bullshit though, because you could. It's radiant quests. They just keep loading random. Find
Right.
this object, which is stupid. I
Well, I
think
mean,
it's not
but,
stupid, but
You can because you can
But
beat the
we fall
main
for it
quest and
'cause I
then
keep
not
doing
have
them.
beat all of the like you can have beat the main quest but not beat all the factions or
That's-
not beat
yeah.
like all of the side quests that aren't Radiant quests but that are like a little bit more involved, like the one with
There's tons.
Like, I mean, there's so many. I can't even. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I mean,
start
there's the
from
whole
Yeah.
there.
Dawn
There's
Guard,
so many.
yeah,
Love that.
which is
I-
another great.
And yeah, the DLCs.
Yes.
Dawn Guard DLC is one of the best. I love that DLC.
Okay. So, raise your hand if you killed Parthenax. Parthenax. I don't know how to say it.
I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember.
Parthenax.
Fair enough. Alright, raise your hand if you killed Cicero. Oh, shit! Wait, Blue, what are you doing?
Cicero.
We got
What's
Ivory.
Cicero?
He's the jester in the Dark Brotherhood.
Cicero.
Why fuck Cicero?
Oh, I didn't kill him. No, I had him as a companion for a little bit.
Yeah, me
Yes.
too.
He's like,
Yeah, he's
Ivory
a
and
companion,
Blue.
Yeah.
he's like
He was
good.
annoying.
He's
He doesn't
sneaky.
get in
He
the
was
way.
annoying.
Yeah, he doesn't
He
get
was
in the way.
annoying
Yeah,
and
Sierra's
shady
right. He never
and
got in the
fucked
way.
Cicero.
He never got in the way. He always stayed behind.
He stayed where he was supposed to be. He
Kristen
Yo,
killed
can I
him
get a
too.
hashtag fuck Cicero in the chat, please?
No, don't do that.
Shit, and I was the captain, and he belongs back
I did
there.
not kill him.
No, never.
How dare you all. Blue, why did you kill him?
Because he annoyed the shit out of me. Quite frankly.
Y'all killed like the best follower you could get in the vanilla game. Without
Well,
Yeah,
for me, my
agreed.
best follower was oh my god, what's her name? The chick with the black
Serana.
hair.
Saranda is the best follower with DLC.
She's
Without
cheap,
DLC,
though.
it's
Honestly,
She what?
she's cheap though.
She is. She's
She's-
great.
She conjures though, so that's nice.
Yeah.
I love Serana, but like Serana's
Me
DLC, so Cicero's the best follower in the base game.
Raven
I would
said to
have to
do
agree.
hand raises for all the Elder Scrolls games. Shut up, Raven. All right, he's right though. All right, How many Elder Scrolls games have you guys put more than 25 hours into?
2.
Oh, more than 25?
One.
3. So
One. Just
I
Skyrim.
don't
for
We
me.
got-
really know,
we got-
honestly.
3 from CP and Sierra. All right, fair enough.
'Cause
I'm
I
just-
beat Oblivion at
Look.
least 6 times, so.
So 2. It's not a qualifier. Like, honestly, I've probably spent more time reading and watching lore of the series than most people have played games of it. So I'm not, like, I don't care if you guys played it or not. But Raven has a good point. If I'm going to call all you out for beating Skyrim, I might as well put the lens on myself in showing that I have not put any significant amount of time into any other Elder Scrolls game, and I admit that. But that's also why I'm here, because I love the lore, and I don't know all that much about it in some cases. Alright, so moving on. What would you all like to know more about in Skyrim, in the lore? What fascinates you the most that you...
What happened to the Dwemer?
Yeah, I said the
Yeah,
Dwemer,
exactly.
because there's still
We're
so
getting
much
to
like,
that.
mystery around
Mesa
that. The
That's-
Dwemer is my thing.
I just want to know anything and everything about Khajiit.
Valid.
CanadianPapaBear?
Yeah, Dwemer as well for me. Like, what happened to them? Did they just are they all dead? Did they go somewhere else? Are we going to see them in a future game coming back or something like that? You know, like what's going on with this race that was so much more advanced than everything else in all of Tamriel? And you know, what happened to them? Where'd they go? What are they going to be a threat in the future? An ally? What? Or are they just all gone?
I think they were intelligent enough to go into hiding.
Into hiding.
Well, they disappeared
Yeah.
when the heart was struck.
That's what the stories say, but Elder Scrolls is full of contradicting in lore stories.
Yeah, you never know what's
So,
True.
what's
Ivory,
what's not.
Yeah.
what are you proposing happened to the Dwemer? Because that's actually our next topic.
I don't
and
really know. I have very limited knowledge on the Dwemer, to be honest.
If
other
you-
than the fact that I felt like, other than the lore surrounding the snow elves, the Fulmer,
The
and
Fulmer.
the
Yeah.
giants, yeah.
Okay.
Well, the Dwemer were obviously technically advanced.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They were
Technologically advanced.
even advanced with magic too.
Mm-hmm.
I think they would have been the safest from anything that was going on because they could have handled it.
What happened around the time that they died? There was the Red Mountain incident.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. Was the Red Mountain or the Battle of Red Mountain?
Okay. All right. So good. Then we'll move into the Dwemer. Then, for those of you that don't know, the Dwemer are the dwarves or the deep elves. Thank you, Nikki Boos. They actually were fighting the Chimer. Is that what we're calling them now?
Chimer.
Not me.
Timer.
The. Okay. Here's the
Blue,
thing.
you're the one that's contrarian. Everyone is saying that it's Chimer, and you're disagreeing. Fuck you.
Here's the thing, though. Blue might be onto something, or I might be wrong. I don't know. Because I coupled in the itinerary the Dwemer and what I pronounce as Kim, which is CHIM, and what I presume the Kimmer, or Chimer, or Chimmer, or Chimer are named after. Can anyone get us an official pronunciation from, like, a source? Not on
There
the
isn't
pen.
one. I tried to look it up later, or I tried to look it up earlier. I couldn't. It's not. You can't.
Is it pronounced Kim? Is that a correct
Maybe
pronunciation?
it's one of those things that's like
Bob.
it could be pronounced either way.
Fair enough. All right.
I often look at fantasy words.
That seems like
It's
a cop out, but
whatever
I
you
mean,
I concur. I chuncher. Anyway, so but
Sarah, beat him.
don't do it. Before I get into the Dwemer, I would like to talk a little bit about Kim because it is entirely convoluted but it is important. So, from my knowledge of what Kim is, and it's the underlying like goal or godhead, as they say, of the series, like even beyond Padme and Anu, who are the supposed like progenitors of everything. So basically the idea, at least as I've seen it presented by, I believe, Shoddycast and Fudge Muppet, who I go to a lot for lore on this. They're fucking awesome. Go check them out. I'm telling you now, if you want to check out the lore.
And Shoddy Cat says Chimer.
He does? He's wrong. I'm sorry. I don't like him no more. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
He's
I
still...
don't like how that sounds.
He's still cool. They still cool. It's a few people. But anyway, the way it was presented to me in my readings and watchings was that basically it's the idea there's a godhead and we are all trapped in a dream and the god is dreaming. So Kim occurs when one realizes that they are a part of this dream, but in spite of not being real, they have enough conviction and belief in themselves to make themselves real and burst out of the dream to either create their own dream or to start being able to manipulate the dream to their liking, which is what happened with Almcivi, or Almalexia, Sothasil, and Vivek, the living tribunal of the Chimer, whatever, when they became the Dunmer. So,
sounds weird.
it's weird and it's pretty awesome. A lot of it is theory and speculation, I think, but it is based off of writings from the series and interactions from it. So I wanted to brush on that because A, it's a cool theory and something to be considered. In general, even IRL, that could be the case. I don't fucking know. But also because the other end of that is you can be faced with this knowledge that you're living in a dream, and then you could do what they call zero sum. And that means you just blink out of existence because you can't logically process your lack of existence. So you're done. And people are speculating, did the dwarves receive and reach enlightenment with Kim and ascend into a new plane or godhood? Or did they, because they're such logical creatures, once they tapped into the heart of Lorcan, did they then say, oh, well, if we're just part of a dream and we're not real, then we can't be here. And boom, the entire race gone in the blink of an eye. Or it's neither of those things. Maybe they, like, plane shifted. I don't fucking know. I like to think they ascended to some degree. And maybe we'll see one or two of them again.
I always figured they got sent to Oblivion.
Very
I think
possible.
I think it's likely that we will see like one or two of them again. I think it is likely to like have that come back, because much like with the Falmer, how they did like the DLC, or like in the DLC for Skyrim, like gave a little bit more explanation of the Falmer. Like there's a lot of questions around the Dwemer, and I think that they will have to answer that in a more concrete way eventually. I don't know what I feel or like what I believe about like Like, I definitely see where you're coming from with the, like, ascension and all of their beliefs and everything, but I part of me thinks that none of that happened and that they just kind of, like, had to move on somewhere or go into hiding somewhere, and, like, that they're still, like, studying and philosophizing about all these things, and I kind of don't think that any of those things happened. I don't think they ascended. I don't think any of that went down.
Yeah, it's hard to say because, like, I know lore-wise, Talos is the only one that achieved it, right? So
they
so it's hard for me to see
say
Dwemer as being a whole race of people that also did it.
they could have
And that we
zero
just have
sum
no record
though.
of it.
What if it merged them? What if somehow like the entire race just kind of became one
Like
whole entity of, like,
Daedra-ish.
enlightenment? Yeah, like almost like a Daedra type being.
That's
when they hit
kind
the
of
heart-
like what happened to
Like a
Trinamac.
single person, like merged into a single entity.
Yeah, like because the heart, we don't know what the, like, as far as I know anyway, it's never come out what the heart belongs to, or you know what it was exactly. So if it was like a Daedric kind of heart, or like a godlike heart of any kind, and you interact with that power, you know, who knows what could happen.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
So you think they preside over their own realm in Oblivion now?
I don't know if that's what I think is happening. I'm just saying, like, going off of your
Definitely.
ascension idea, if I was gonna think that would happen, I don't think all of them would ascend separately. I just don't see that happening. But like, if they somehow became like a singular, almost fully realized being, you know what I mean? Like this total self-realization, then I could see him maybe ascending to be like a Daedric prince or something, or an Adric prince, you know.
Well, the Aedra are set in stone.
Yeah.
Well, they
I-
Talos ascended.
Yeah, so Talos would be the one.
They were set in
exception
stone,
of
and
that.
then he ascended
But
to make an extra. So who
the
knows?
delineation they make between the Aedra and Daedra is our ancestors, the Aedra, and not our ancestors, the
Right.
Daedra. So, like, Talos, is he really an Aedra, or is he a divine?
He's a divine.
This is
Yeah.
actually the first time I've heard the term Aedra.
Really.
Yeah, I've never heard that term before.
Yeah,
It's
that's,
really funny 'cause I've been playing Skyrim
At least
for
8 of the
a
9
long time.
divines are Aedra, and then there is like 4. There's some discussion around Talos.
So,
yeah, see, I think because Oblivion, Daedra's really spouted a whole bunch. Aedra's not talked about a lot in the games.
a quick breakdown, Ivory, and anyone else who might be wondering what the fucking Aedra is. Basically, Aedra are the divine beings who, or at least ascended beings, who helped create Nirn. They broke off parts of themselves, either willingly or they were tricked into doing so, and they lost power in doing so. And they created the the mortal races and the world itself by doing it. And the Daedra laughed at them while that happened, and they're like, we're not giving up any of our power for it. So now a huge thing between like men and Mer is that men believe that Lorcan was like this loving being who convinced everyone to help make this world to like have fun or do whatever the hell they're doing on Nirn. And then the elves are like Lorcan.
No one's having fun in Nirn.
That
At any given moment, no one is
That-
having fun in Nirn.
No fun allowed.
Nirn is very fun, okay? Everyone likes being on Nirn. There's no murder or bad things going on. Unless
No fun
Canadian
allowed.
Papa Bear is there giving you ice
That's
cream.
boring.
It's not boring, alright? Ice cream is great. The elves feel like Lorcan tricked the ancestors into making Nirn. So they hate Lorcan. And because Lorcan is a man thing, that's a big reason of why they're at war all the time.
A man thing.
A man thing. I don't know. Sure, Lorcan, whatever. What are we talking about? I'm getting wrapped up.
You're the Asia.
The Aedra. So, the Aedra helped make Nirn, the Daedra did not. That's the biggest difference. That's all you really need to know.
Well,
so,
that and like the Asia are kind of the light to the Daedra dark, if you think about it.
he is
Yeah.
That's dicey.
enough of that. That's it makes sense that you would say that, but you got to take into consideration that Nirn is a part of the Aedra, so their like nature and essences are instilled in the world and the beings that sprout from it. Whereas the Daedra's values and their essences can sometimes conflict with that. But their essences are still divine, and that's why you have people like the Chimer, or, well, the Dunmer, we'll say now, who worship the Daedra because they know they can glean some sort of enlightenment from them that isn't necessarily good or bad, but can help them in their journey to deification.
Well, yeah, but and you do have like some good Daedra, like Azura, but at the same time, you know, you're gonna have the Aedra protecting from the Daedra at times. I mean, look at Oblivion. Akatosh, you know, stepped in against Mehrunes Dagon.
Yeah, well, Dagon is the fucking worst. Like, all the Daedra princes are not inherently evil. Like, as
no, not all.
He ain't worse than Molag Bal.
The bulk of them.
That's true.
Sheograph fans.
Yes.
He's a dude.
I love
He's a
Sheograph.
dude.
Put your hand down, Slurp.
What? I like him. I like him.
I like Sheograph.
My favorite god. Never mind. We're not gonna talk about that. No, it's Segarath.
It's himself
from Warhammer. It
Yeah.
is myself.
Of course.
We're on our way to godhood, guys. But that's for Soulspeak, not Soulspeak Light. I like him. I don't remember what we were talking about now. Thanks a lot.
We're talking about like the
Ruined it.
ascension to possible like Aedra, like Talos.
We were
I
talking
said
about-
he ascended and became like an Aedra.
But that's
and then you want to be like, oh, this is what an Aedra is.
yeah. Well, Ivory didn't know what an Aedra. She never heard the
Ivory
word
never
Aedra
heard
before.
it.
I
No,
can't.
I'm glad. I appreciate
Yeah.
the explanation.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You guys are haters.
So that's where we are.
I'm not a hater. No one likes Aedra anyway, alright? You got what? Well, you know what? Didn't they say RK is an Aedra, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's rumors that he was a man at one point. So now I'm wondering, did the Aedra, in the process of breaking themselves down to create the world and whatnot, like also turn into are people pieces of Aedra? What's happening? Is that a thing?
I don't.
It would
It's
make
possible.
sense.
I mean, if you think about what the elves said about Talos, they didn't recognize him as a deity, but they did recognize that he achieved oh my
Kim?
god, what was it? I
Kim?
can't think of the word, but it's
Kim,
basically like
Kim.
Yes. He achieved kin.
Yes.
So to do that, I feel like you would have to have some kind of a divine ability.
Some sort of
Yeah.
divine essence.
It would have required some kind of divine intervention or aspect.
Yeah.
Would it though? Okay.
Would it?
I don't know. I mean, I was gonna say it didn't with the Dwemer if that was the case with them, but then again, they tapped into the heart of like the primary god of Mundus. So
We also don't even know if that's the case with the Dwarves. That's
I
all
said it was.
speculation.
I like to think that it happened.
You could think that all day, but
That-
it's not. It's not.
That's- Does that even have any evidence?
It's a
Like,
maybe.
Does that even have any kind of, even a fleck of evidence that could have been a thing that happened?
Raven
Yes.
89 said it happened, so we're good.
Yeah.
If
Nothing
you
he
dig
says
deep into
counts.
the lore, and
He doesn't
like I
like
mean,
Christmas.
there's lots of different theories, and all of them are explored, and all of them have an amount of like validity to them, but none of them are concrete. And that is one of the theories that is discussed and recognized as possible.
Here's the thing. The Dwemer were always seeking deification. They found the Heart of Lorcan, and Kagnarak made special tools to tap into it. It has to do something with it has to do something with the heart. I don't buy the idea that they just disappeared because of warfare and they went underground more or they ran away. Like, there was some divine, magical, technological, techno-sorcery shit at work. Whether they made their entire race extinct or whether they ascended or went like sideways into a different plane. Those are the three I'll go with. But I don't think it was entirely intentional the way they planned. And I don't think it was of an earthly nature, whatever happened to them. What do you guys think happened?
I know.
So they're time traveling aliens?
Well, hey, like I said earlier, there's some suggestion of time travel in the game.
And robots.
Really
I mean, I can certainly get on board with the
That's
idea
not
that
what
what
I said.
happened to the Dwemer
That's
was not of an earthly thing. Like, I can get on board with that. That something that happened was the supernatural, I guess, for lack of a better word. Like, divine, I don't know, however you want to put that. But, I mean, an entire race of people don't just disappear off the face of the earth without some kind of thing happening.
Pizza.
Now, Papa, you said you brought up the time traveling robot thing.
I believe time travel.
I was gonna say, what if one of these things, one of these Dwemer, actually like lived, right? Built, because they did build constructs,
many
all over the place. Built the robot to send back into the past for some kind of reason of self-preservation.
Could be, very definitely.
So you think that the Dwemer disappeared, all of the Dwemer went and disappeared into the future or the past or something? Like they time traveled? I
don't know if they went into the past or anything. I'm saying if there are robots, the only ones that would be capable of making them would be
I
the
guess
Dwemer.
it's just really hard for me to wrap my head around that idea, thinking of the medieval nature of the game and the time travel.
Same.
But at the same time, that's not really fair because they do have a lot lot of those like
they do have
crazy
robots,
technological advances. It's just not
advanced, but are they
when we
bad
think
advanced?
time travel, we're thinking of it in a wrong way because I mean, they did have that kind of crazy magic. I think if they have magic in the world, then it's not unreasonable to think of time travel.
Yeah, like if you could open a portal to a whole new plane of existence, you know, you could open a portal to a different time.
I think when we
maybe
just
that's
think
what they
time
did.
travel, we think like Rick and Morty, we think, you know, all kinds of weirdness.
Eyevoree, it actually was...
I mean, because there was definitely like labs and stuff down there.
Yeah, no.
And I mean, one thing the creators of the game, the original couple of games, like you go all the way up to at least Morrowind, they were setting up a lot of things. Like even this the second game, Daggerfall, originally was going to be Morrowind. They were going to go there, but they changed and they did Daggerfall instead. Then they went to Morrowind, and they do a lot of lore setup for things that will happen later, kind of things. So the Dwemer are definitely something that like has hints of that, things that they're going to show up later, and there's going to be an explanation. So whether that'll happen with the change over years with different companies running things, but we'll see. But
well, is there any talk of the Dwemer in ESO? Anybody that's played ESO?
There should be. I mean, you go to Dwemer Ruins.
Oh, okay.
But I'm glad CanadianPapaBear mentioned that because dragon breaks are a thing. Does anyone know much about dragon breaks? Because that's where like time travel and shifting gets real weird. If
you know what, you're right. Shit.
Well, I mean,
dragon breaks. I don't know what you're talking about.
If y'all don't know about it, I don't want to get into it because I don't know much about it, and it's really weird stuff.
Everyday knowledge.
It's worth looking into. If anyone is big on the Elder Scrolls lore, definitely look into Dragon Breaks. There's books in the game on it, and there's a lot of speculation in the community. It's pretty cool stuff. Right up there with CHIM in terms of like complexity and coolness. Cool. Yeah, I'm describing that as cool. Alright, let's move on then. I mean, the Dwemer, I'm sure we all would like to see at least... Well, let's get a hand raise. And in chat, let us know. If you'd like to see Elder Scroll... the Dwemer, like one Dwemer, any Dwemer in Elder Scrolls 6, raise your hand. I'd like to...
isolated Dwemer.
Why not? Yeah.
It'd be dope. I want to find out what happened
One
to him.
Dwemer to explain to us what happened.
Yes.
One isolated Dwemer to give me what I need, please.
Or two, and they'll each give us a different story of what happened.
And then you kill them.
I like that.
And no, you don't kill...
Yes.
God damn it! Why are you all murderers?
Oh, you're the last of your kind?
Eyevoree does not count. She has 7 hands. and we're counting them all. Oop,
Oh,
she
God.
yelled,
Here she comes.
"Don't let her murder
She can
me."
still hear us.
Or I said raise your
I
hand.
hear and see all.
But do you want?
He is Mother T-San.
Yes.
Do you
I would
want-
like to see more about the Dwemer.
Okay, that's enough for me. Let's talk about Akavir just a little bit. Anyone fuck with Akavir?
I would love to see
I don't know
some
who that
future
is.
games tackle it
I don't
because there's
either.
a lot of
I don't
know who that
massive
is.
lore, but there's not a
It's
lot.
another continent, Ivory.
That
Yeah.
it is. Where
Yeah, like there's some talk like the snake man, right? Like there's conflicting reports. Some say that they're what you think of like a half snake, half man kind of thing. There's other ones that say they're purely snake and they enslave humans and stuff
Yup.
like that. There's all this different lore. I'd love to see them actually show what's going on.
I
What is
want
this?
to see the snake people.
yes.
Like
Yeah,
for
that-
sure, I need to. I want to see some like UNT bitches up in the next game, or not the next game, but like in a future game.
That would
And
be cool.
for
I need
Ivory and JT, there are tiger people there.
Yes.
Oh,
Tiger
Yeah.
Khajiit.
Uh,
Yeah.
nice.
The Cowpotun, I think, or are those the monkeys?
I always try to make my
no,
Khajiit
those are the
Khajiit look like a
capital.
panther.
Oh, is it?
The
Okay.
Tangmo are the monkeys.
There you go. You did it. What'd you say, JT?
Sorry,
I was
I'm
just
getting busy.
I was just saying that when I make a Khajiit, I always try to make them look like a panther. I usually make them black.
That's dope.
Same.
Dig it.
And I mean, given a current popular Netflix series, maybe tigers might have an effect.
Oh my
there.
God,
So-
stop.
Oh my god.
Why did you
Turn
do
gay.
that so
Carol
well?
fucking
Carol
Fuck
Baskin.
you, Carol Baskin.
Woo! Everybody has to say it now. It's just it's involuntary. Jesus.
You,
Oh
Carol
my God.
Baskin.
She actually rules a quarter of
Bitch.
Akavir. Yeah. I don't remember exactly what I wanted to touch on. If anyone in chat has questions about Akavir you'd like to address, or anyone on the panel, go for it. But as of now, they don't tell us much. Like, you have the Saesi,
Sassy, yeah.
Sassy.
Sassy.
I like to think they're Lamia type folk, but that's probably not the case. But yeah, they apparently Tamriel had his Sassy ruler before. It was like a pontate because the acting emperor died. So one of them actually ran Tamriel or at least an empire. So that's a
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing them. And the tiger dragons they said they had. Akavir means
Tiger Dragon.
yeah, there's tiger dragons that rule over the tiger people. Or there might only be one left though. From the lore. Is that the case? That they say there's one left? Or are there more?
That I'm not positive about, but like I mean, Akavir I think translated. I think they said to dragon something. Is it dragon realm, dragon land, dragon something?
Yeah.
Akavir in itself translates to dragon something. I
Yes,
think it's
dra-
dragon land.
I think it is too.
And like so, that is where they kind of consider to be the origin of the dragons.
Yeah.
But I would like so like that's why there is a tiger dragon in the tiger realm, for lack of a better word.
I'm wondering now though if they all came from that land though, or just tiger dragons. Like no, I get that the dragons came from Akavir. I'll agree with that. But
Okay.
did they all come from tiger dragon quadrant? Because there's like 4.
No, I don't think they all come from the tiger
The
space.
wait, the Saesi ate all the dragons in their parts. Didn't they eat dragons?
Oh,
They-
you did.
I think
Yeah,
they
yeah,
did.
they did eat dragons. Yeah.
I've just like I've been sitting here just short circuiting because I don't know anything about this particular lore, so I've just been confused this whole time.
Until you're a dragon eating.
I'm just
They
like,
consumed all the red dragons.
You're good, Ivory. We can't know everything about all of it. It's
Oh,
a lot to take in.
I'm not a true
You
Elder Scrolls fan.
you are. You're
As I
good.
said
Yeah,
earlier,
yeah.
Ivory, you can play the games and experience what you want to experience, and if you want to go into deep lore, there's the ability to do so.
But if you don't like cover the exact same lore I do, then you're a fake fan.
Oh.
Kick him,
What?
Kick him, Ivory.
I'm joking.
All right, you're off the team.
Don't hurt
Hey,
me.
smack us
I
down.
mean, you're the one that wanted me on this talk show, so.
It doesn't apply to you, JT. Please don't shove me in a
Damn.
locker. He's gonna do it
Yeah, but-
anyway.
Because yeah, the regions are what? There's the snake people, the cat or like the tiger people, the monkey people, and
Demons.
yeah, like snow demons.
Snow demons.
And as I just looked quickly here, they did consume the dragons, but it was the red dragons. The black dragons took off after when they figured out what was going on. So
These motherfuckers were eating dragons, mom. Like, that's what I want to do in the Elder. I want to be a dragon eater.
Oh, so you want
And
to
as
kill
far as I can
dragons,
see,
but not humans.
Yeah,
Okay.
you yell at us for murdering indiscriminately.
Yeah, and
Just
you want to murder
not,
dragons?
right?
Dragons are dicks.
So you gonna eat them?
Dragons always try to enslave people.
They're just, you know, they're
What?
just better than
What do you mean,
everyone else.
what? Hold the hold
You
up.
can't get Parthenax. That's the one exception.
That's fine, but the whole history of dragons is enslaving and murdering
oh, yeah,
people.
Absolutely.
what? And here's the other bit slurp here.
Dragons are
Their-
bad guys.
Their leader is said to have
They're
turned
just
himself into a
misunderstood,
black
okay?
demon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Turn
Yeah.
himself.
bad.
Whoa, hold up, folk. Canadian Pop Bear. What was that?
Their leader is said to have turned himself into a large black and orange dragon.
The leader of the Saesi.
Of the Capoton.
Kapaton.
Oh.
The tiger people.
Wait,
Okay.
is this a ripoff of The Witcher? Hold on.
Wait, Geralt turned himself. Who turned themselves into a dragon?
What?
Don't confuzzle me. I don't know what's happening.
Dragon Age. There's Dragon Age.
Witcher dragon.
No, don't make
turned
that a
herself into a
song now.
dragon.
Hold, I want to say real quick, Christian, I don't understand
Morgana.
the theory you presented in this in the chat about the gift curse, future sea. I don't know what's happening. Okay. So the tiger people turn himself into a dragon,
The leader.
the leader. And so there's only one.
That's what the article I'm looking at here is talking about, just about the lead turning. It doesn't say anything else about the other dragons. So
Okay.
other than, about the eating of the red dragons.
And the Saesi, they ate dragons. The monkey people, I don't know what they did with theirs. What? How did they eat dragons though? It's not funny, okay? We need to know what happened to the dragons. Some of them are frozen.
Okay,
And...
here you go. Here you go. The
Thank
Sassy
you.
consumed all the men of Akavir. They attempted to consume all the dragons. The red dragons were enslaved, but the black dragons fled to Potan. So they fled to the tigers.
Oh. And are they... So now Potan has black dragons and one tiger dragon.
Yeah, well, and it says here, a great war was raged, which left both the Sasaki and the Potan weak, and resulted in all the remaining dragons of Akavir killed. So, and since then, the tiger people have attempted to transform into dragons themselves. The leader, Tosh Raka, is the only one known to have successfully done so. So, that so it sounds like all the dragons were killed off, and then he turned himself into a dragon, according to the lore.
Okay. If we don't get some Akavir in Elder Scrolls 6, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. And
Yo, honestly.
Hey, maybe that's where the Dwemer went.
don't say that. That'd be something
Maybe they all
though.
turn themselves into dragons and.
No, you can't have everyone doing that. Okay, you just a few people in the
Why
corner
not?
of the hidden continent. It would be really cool, I think, to see some Dwemer ruins in Akavir. That would have a lot of heavy implications.
Yo, yes.
I would.
Thank you for that info, Canadian Papa Bear. JT, you chill out with the dragon shifting, alright? One at a time. One at a time, please.
Common theme.
Everyone's a dragon.
World. It's not. Is it a common theme though?
To turn
no,
yourself into
only
a
in
dragon?
Skyrim.
For like fantasy games, yeah.
Well,
Oh.
yeah.
I thought you meant in the Elder Scrolls in general, and I was like, no.
No, like in
That's
fantasy
fine.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because like in Dragon Age,
I wish I was.
the
a
witch turns
dragon.
herself into a dragon.
You don't want that.
You do.
You
don't know what I want.
I know exactly what you want as someone who didn't beat Skyrims. Got him.
Alright.
No, come back. No,
How's that Hollow Knight going?
It's going well, actually. Thank you. A little bit. All right.
Someone the other day said that I was gonna beat it before you, and I have not started it yet.
That was me.
Maybe it was you.
I mean, they're spitting facts. They're spitting facts, whoever they are.
Look. Okay, Christian said the Wall of Alduin literally records his downfall, and you visit the damn thing before fighting him in Sovngarde. The Akaviri recorded all their knowledge of Alduin and his downfall, you showing up on the Wall of Alduin. Okay, so you're saying that the Akaviri folk can tell the future. Well, yeah, I mean, or it's from an Elder Scroll. Or didn't the Dragon Priests write the walls? Wasn't that how the walls go?
What I thought.
I don't think the Dragon
You're
Priests
talking
were
about that
sassy.
one room where you go in and it's like all like the paintings on the walls, like the mural.
Yes, but I
Is that
think
what
there's a
I'm thinking of?
few of them. No, there's like a lot of dragon walls.
I think there's a, yeah,
Well,
there's
if
several.
he's just talking about the
I've
Alduin
only
one
seen one of
specifically.
them, I know, but I know that it was
Yeah, I
there was
think I know what you're
Alduin
talking
on
about.
it.
There's one up in the.
That-
well, I don't.
The Alduin wall is special, so you might. That's like is sort of
I
a
think that
singular
was
thing.
particularly the one that I saw.
Okay.
Maybe I misunderstood how far into Skyrim you got. Cause I was like,
Oh,
got there, but
you probably got there. I think Ivory is what you're talking about. Like the blades lady takes you to it.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
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 Okay.
It's-
then yeah.
I'm
East,
pretty
west,
sure.
I think. Okay, I know what you're talking
yeah.
about.
It's out near the Forsworn territory up in that mountain.
Yeet.
The Blades people take you there. I think I misunderstood
Yeah, you
how
like
far
walk
into the game
through
she had
kind of
gotten.
slowly, and she's telling the story as you're looking at the wall with the torch, and
Yeah.
she's going
Yeah.
by it.
That's the
Mhm.
ones. Yes, okay, now I know what Christian's talking about. The Wall of Alduin was created by the Akaviri according to Esbern. Fuck Esbern. But he did some good work, I guess. Yes. I think. Yes. What's happening? So, the sassy predict the future, I guess. Or read Elder Scrolls. I don't know. Forsworn, real quick, thoughts on the Forsworn? Why couldn't we join their faction? What the fuck? I would have liked that.
Right? I wanted to join the Forsworn so badly.
I don't blame you.
That was all I wanted, but like it wasn't an option. I felt like they
Yeah.
needed to give us more on that. Like,
Yeah, same.
and also, well, because here's the thing, like I did the quest, right? And I like you side with the Forsworn, and you're like you do this thing, and now I've got Forsworn armor, and like they still attack me on sight. I'm wearing their headdresses and shit, and they're still attacking me on sight.
They can
That's the thing that I
smell
wish
you.
did not happen.
Imposter.
Exactly. They can
I'm
smell
not an
you.
imposter though.
Guys,
They
I
can
fought with
see
their
your
man.
orange hair sticking out the bottom of your helmet.
She can still make
I can have orange hair.
that's
Blue,
fair.
you better. I didn't even hear what you said, but I know
Don't
what you
do
said.
it, Blur. Blur.
I didn't even hear you, and I know what you damn said. We'll fight.
Okay, guys, it's time. We're finally moving to section 2. We've spent a lot of time just talking, not aimlessly. I like it. I like the vibes.
A lot of time on lore is fine. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Me too. But now for the transitional question: Imperial or Stormcloak? Tell us in chat who you
Imperial.
chose.
Stormcloak.
Ooh,
Imperial.
Imperial.
Sorry.
damn!
Imperial.
Ivory and Blue pick Stormcloaks. Why? Why'd you do it? I'm grilling you first. Who wants to take it? Is that a not it
Blue,
move?
you're not. Yeah.
I just. Alright,
Yeah, why
so
Stormcloaks?
when I was making the decision, I basically just, I don't know. Like at the time, it was just their values, just like their beliefs, their convictions, just lined up with mine more. You know. I don't know.
Why do you
I
hate
never
the
liked.
Dunmer?
I never liked the Imperials. I've never been a fan of the Imperials.
Since
The only Imperial I ever liked
But
was Talos.
aren't Stormcloaks kind of racist?
That's what I said. That's why I just said, why do you hate the Dunmer then?
at the very
They're
least,
quite racist.
I
Because
don't
they're all
never looked
Nords,
at them
and
as
they're
racist.
obsessed with like being
Oh,
Nords.
definitely racist.
And they're
Skyrim
so
belongs to the
They're
Nords.
outwardly racist, and like two of
Yeah.
them were like harassing a dark elf woman as soon as you enter Windhelm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I
And like they
mean,
push all
That's-
dark elves to like the gray quarter. Like it's
that-
a known
here-
thing that they're super racist.
Here's the thing though. I would not say all the Stormcloaks are racist because their whole ideology is not centered upon let's kick dark elves out. It's centered upon let's keep the Thalmor out because they need to get the
Yeah.
fuck out.
And that's true.
But there's definitely pretty apparent racism from a lot of their members towards the Dunmer especially, which I don't appreciate.
Yeah.
But
Towards honestly
not all
anyone that's
cops
not a
are
Nord,
racist,
but
yeah, they're-
especially
Yeah, they're pretty
Okay,
much like
so
Nord
let's first.
they're very
let's,
nationalistic.
Let's first really quick, just briefly. The Stormcloaks and the Imperials are fighting. Why? Because the Imperials deny their right to worship Talos,
Yes.
and
Right.
because the Imperials are kind of they're on this forward expansion of Skyrim, and the Nords don't like that.
I have thoughts. I have
Is-
things
Yep.
to
Wait,
say.
hold on.
That was part of it. That was
I-
part of it.
I have a
In
question.
addition.
I have a question about that second one. The first one, sure, guaranteed. The second one, I think the Imperials already own Skyrim, and now the Thalmor want like more control of it, and the Nords are trying to say no. Now the Imperials have to get out of Skyrim because we don't want anything to do with the Thalmor. Is that not the case?
That's, as far as I know, the case.
So the way I saw it was the Stormcloaks are like, hey, we're for freedom and not the oppression of the Imperials, but you got to be a Nord, right?
Yeah,
Whereas
that's the way I looked
Imperials
at it,
are like,
yeah.
everybody's equal, but you gotta, you know, like, there's no this religious stuff that you're going to be doing. No, we're not doing
Yeah.
that thing. So I kind of looked at it as, well, do I join the group that is like, hey, everybody's free, or sorry, everybody's equal kind of thing, or do I join the group that's like, well, freedom, but yeah, but not for those people kind of thing, right? And
That's exactly what it came down to.
Yeah, I
Me
see
too,
that
yeah.
for sure.
I was like, they're all about being a Nord, and it's like if you're
It
not a
was
Nord,
more
like,
petty and
they're-
simplistic for me. I simply chose the Stormcloaks because I was mad at their denial of being able to worship who they wanted to worship.
Yeah.
That's
who
a-
they've been worshiping for what, thousands of years?
That's not even petty though. That's a huge concept.
That was
Freedom.
a huge thing for me, for them to come in and go, you know what, he's just not a god, okay? So just, and then persecuting anybody who did worship him, I felt like that was kind of wrong.
and the Nords have a right to be pissed at the Dunmer. Let's get that straight right now, because it was the Snow Elves who were like, yeah, okay, they're not actually Dunmer, they're not like dark elves, but like their experience with elves in general is not good.
But at the same time,
But
the Snow Elves
that
were
goes back
there
to what Slurp
first.
said. Yeah.
It was basically like the Native Americans kind of thing. They just kind
Yeah.
of conquered the land and stole it. So,
And,
but
like,
mine was just the religious thing that they had, the fact that they were denied the right to worship Talos was kind of like I was like, you know what? No, I'll fight with you guys. Hell yeah, let's bring Talos back.
Freedom of
Yeah,
worship's
I
big.
I can see
I
that.
don't like
It's
the,
very interesting because there's
But-
a lot of racial under in the game.
There
They're
is,
not
and
even
like-
undertones, man.
No,
They're
I'd say
True.
it's way more than that. Like my reason to go with the Imperials was because, like, yes, partially because of the racism, but also because like everyone is saying like, oh well, because the Imperials are doing this, the Imperials are doing that, da, 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 but like they're not. The Imperials have been in charge for forever, and they've never had a second thought about it. It's the Altmeri Dominion that is doing this.
yes.
The Altmer have taken over the they're trying to take over all of Tamriel, and like they're the ones who are saying no more Talos worship, and they have taken over the Imperials, and so the Imperials are like, this is just what we have to do. And so the
They
way
were
I
just
saw it was
enforcing it.
well, enforcing it, but like from what I saw, the Imperials don't really want it either. They also were
Yeah.
uncomfortable with it. And
Yeah.
so I read it as like, well, the Imperials don't really like it, and the Stormcloaks don't really like it, and they're fighting this civil war. But like, if we just fight together, we can do the thing. So like, maybe we don't have a civil war, and maybe y'all just fucking agree for a minute, and we can like fight the actual problem,
Yes.
which is the Eyevoree Dominion.
I always just
that
kind of
was
think that
my
the Imperials are dicks.
Feeling.
No, they are. Look at how much.
Yeah.
blood
No,
is
it's because
spilled
it's
because
a
they
dick.
quote,
Ulfric is the
unquote,
biggest
unite.
Hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna
Kim-
say, Stormcloak, no.
Kim-
Stormcloaks
Yeah.
are stubborn little, like,
Pricks.
I'm above everybody, I can do whatever,
fuck a
like, I'm the
Stormcloak.
strongest, it's like, no.
Oh,
I think a factor you have to
Stormcloaks are full of themselves.
They
factor
are.
you have to take into consideration as well is you're playing a game where you're in Nord lands. You're playing as like with it's 100% their area and like how they view things. So the story you're being presented at the time for the Stormcloaks is in that area, and the Imperials are the invaders in their eyes, kind of thing. So you're
Mhm.
getting this different perspective because of that. But like if you start to look at it as like the whole world kind of thing, the Imperials story starts to make a little more sense, kind of thing. So
Yeah. Also, if you want to play,
Nords.
like, if you want to like role play a little bit, I will play a Nord over my dead body. So like, whoever I'm playing as probably doesn't really give a shit about the Stormcloaks cause anyway.
Yeah.
well,
I look
okay.
at it like what class I play, and I usually play as a Khajiit, and so I think like, okay, if I'm a Khajiit, and it's like the Stormcloaks are not like me because I'm not a Nord. Like they're just automatically not gonna like me.
But there's
As a-
Nords who
according-
go into
Oh,
the
yeah, no,
Imperial
the-
Army
And so that's why I
also.
always side with
So
the Imperials, because I'm like, well,
it's-
at least the Imperials like me.
The
That's-
Khajiits, have you noticed that there's no Khajiits other in the entire game other than the caravans? It's because they're not allowed to live in the cities.
I mean,
But that's not
The
even
Nords
just the
don't allow
Nords either,
it.
because the Imperials are racist against the Khajiit too,
Mhm.
and the Argonians are slaves. They just don't like the Khajiit and the Argonians. It feels like they don't even really nobody really likes the humanoid people unless they're a humanoid. So
Yeah,
that's
true.
kind of a different
no one likes
thing,
anybody, yo.
because everybody
Like,
always they always stereotype the Khajiit, saying that they're just nothing but skooma dealers and just
Mhm.
and
Like
thieves
skooma
and
every day.
pickpockets and watch your pockets around these guys. And then the Argonians, they just treat like they're dirty.
Yeah,
So that's kind of a different situation, I think.
that's true.
I just have a big problem.
Yeah, and
with
don't even like
any
the
group
Wood
of
Elves hate the
people
Dark
that
Elves, and
spills like
Yeah,
literally
there's
like
all
I want to
kinds,
unite
yeah.
people and spills just a ton of blood. Like, well, I wanna unite everyone and make them work as one, but I'm gonna do it through force.
Is that
I
not
have a real
what?
problem with
that okay.
Are the
Khajiit and
Stormcloaks not also
Argonians
Wait,
are
isn't
like
that
one
the,
other
yeah?
too?
I was gonna say, isn't that the Stormcloaks?
That's the Imperials.
That's
what Talos did.
No,
100%
no.
what Talos did. He took everything by force.
Talos is a Nord, mind you. But what I would like to say though is
Actually, it was a Breton.
he was a Broad, okay, a Norton. He was Edward Norton.
he was a Norton.
Oh,
He
no.
worked
I
at
would
Norton's
follow Edward
hospital.
Norton into battle.
Everything does not have to be a word.
Edward Norton is more than a word. Okay.
Edward Norton is life.
Thank you. Here's the problem, Blue, with your assessment, and I want to take it back to what Sierra was saying. Like, it's not a cut and dry thing where it's like Imperials imposing on the Nords. You have this tenuous relationship already. I look at it kind of like the United States, like as Tamriel, all of Tamriel. They're all kind of together, conglomerated under the Empire. And if we look at this, like, Texas decides to invade Rhode Island. I don't know. Texas being the Eyevoree Dominion, and then Rhode Island being Skyrim. And Rhode Island already doesn't like federal control or whatever. But the feds coming in is working to free them from the grasp of Texas, who has gone mad with power. Like, and then all they're saying is, look, keep it low key while we sort this shit out, and let's work together, and we could get you guys back to Talos worship in no time. But instead, the Rhode Islanders are like, nah, fuck that. Like, we're just gonna worship Talos in public all the time, and
Because any of the Imperials that you talk to always have something nasty to say about Talos regardless.
Mm-hmm.
that's
So
not.
That's true.
But also,
That's
like,
totally
That's
true.
under
that's
Almari
neither here nor there,
pressure.
though. Like, they don't have to
No,
give a shit.
they
They're
don't
not like-
recognize Talos anyway, even
But
without
they
the
don't
Elder.
No, Talos is
Because-
venerated in Imperial faith.
Yeah,
I
it
think
very much is. But like, also, how long have the Imperials been in charge? And Talos worship has been 100% allowed. So like,
We're
they
trying
don't have
to say
like
we're
it.
trying
They just don't-
to treat the Imperials like they're just like this impartial, neutral party that's just trying to help out. But
They're
I
not.
just don't think that's
They're-
the case. It's not.
They're not impartial. They
Talos' entire rule was founded on smashing every continent on Tamriel and putting them under his yoke. Like, yeah, he was a benevolent ruler for sure, but like he brought them under imperial rule by taking over all these territories, from the Black Marshes to Skyrim to Hammerfell and the Summer Isles. Like, he literally his whole reign on the throne was built on a pile of bones and blood. Let's not pretend the Imperials are these good people.
I'm not. That's not.
I think it's just,
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one's making that argument.
I'm
like,
saying
we're just saying the Nords are very racist compared to.
no. That's not
Yes.
even what I'm
But
saying
that
right
isn't,
now.
like, that's a true statement, but that's not even like the primary argument.
I'm saying it's logical to side with the Imperials so everybody could unite against the Aldmeri Dominion, because
Yes.
they are the real threat, as Sierra was saying before. Like, and the idea that we need to worship in public and get murdered by these crazy elf people, like, that's not doing anyone any
Like,
favors.
calm down, you're
You're-
doing too much.
Yeah, you're gonna get murdered. Like, you're not gonna kill anybody with your, like, 5
Because
people.
even if the Stormcloaks win the civil war against the Imperials, like the Aldmeri Dominion's still coming.
Yes.
Sorry, hate to break it to you, they're still coming.
The only reason that Skyrim is not overrun with Thalmor right now is because of what? Like, the diplomatic talks that they're trying to work out, and the Imperial saying, like, look, we have it under control, it's fine. While in the background, I'm pretty sure they're trying to, like, gather up their sources to fight them off.
Yeah.
That
Also,
thing...
Imperial
Ulfric's claim is all a bunch of bullshit. Like, Ulfric literally just wants to be king of Skyrim. He
Yes.
doesn't give a shit about anything
Yes.
Or anyone.
Yeah,
Ulf-
He's got this whole, like, here's my, like, I'm gonna stand up here and sing all these praises that you guys want to hear. I'm gonna say these things that sound nice. But he just wants to be king. He doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself.
If you
Ulfric...
pick the Stormcloaks, you find out a lot more about his reasoning, and it's not just "I want to be worshipped." Like,
I can see through his bullshit.
What do
I
you...
like
I feel like-
Wait, well, tell us,
love Ulfric.
Blue...
I like Ulfric,
I
yeah.
love
Wait,
God,
what?
what?
Tell us what we're missing about this punk ass hoe.
Didn't somebody like kidnap somebody?
Ulfric was he turned on his people to the Thalmor. You find that out in the diplomat dinner party quest. They were using him, okay, I'm sorry. He wasn't conscious of it, I don't think. They, like, are using him as a pawn, though. They use Ulfric as a pawn. Tell me you guys did that quest, because I don't remember
so. Yeah,
every
it was good.
detail of it.
Yeah.
You have to,
Where
like,
you had to
dress
go to
up.
the dinner party.
It sounds
Yeah.
familiar,
Yeah.
but I think it's been a while. Since
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to go to the
No, I
dinner
know what you're
party,
talking about.
and you had to like talk to people and figure out like who was.
Is that the same one where you have to like cause?
Don't you have to poison the
scene?
drinks too?
You do have to cause a
Yeah.
scene. I don't know if there's
Yeah.
drink
I
don't remember
poisoning.
poisoning.
I
The
know what
drinks.
you're talking about, but it's been such a long. Honestly,
Or you have
it's
to
been
cause a
such long
scene.
time since I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of get somebody else to cause a scene for you so that you can sneak out the back.
Yeah.
That's why I can't remember the exact notes in the book you find, but it's something like when
Yeah.
he was a plebeian soldier and he was captured by the Thalmor, and they're like, we're gonna keep tabs on this guy and have him give us info or something. So, like, I don't think he was conscious of being an informant, but they did something to that dude to make him an informant. They're like, everything he's doing is going according to our plan. But
elves are evil.
they're not. Yo, Blue is an elfist. He's a.
I am Elfist.
No.
Oh, man, I hate all the elves.
No.
Wow.
Let's go back.
That's rough.
How do you hate?
Yeah.
First off, the Dunmer
did.
got the
Wow.
best
All the elves are
ladies, so you need to
semi-okay
accept
are
that.
With the Bosner.
Buffy just wants to kill everybody in Skyrim. He don't.
Jesus.
Yeah, I want to.
Why do you hate the elves
Period.
though? Why do you hate elves?
Because they always stab someone in the back.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
All right, they
Also,
kind of do
everybody stabs
sometimes.
somebody in the back.
That's
like,
true.
I mean, this is like medieval wartime right now.
Racial
Everyone is
profiling.
stabbing everyone.
He's-
I'm sorry that the Thieves Guild didn't want you, Big Blue.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to do the Thieves Guild. That stuff's boring.
Damn.
Dark brother, it ain't gonna want you neither.
Boring.
Combat, not sneaking.
It's a yikes from me, dog.
Oh, so
Look.
basically you're just not good at stealth games. Okay.
Right, got it.
I'm okay at them. I'm not great at them, but I just.
There's one race I don't fuck with in Elder
lot of
Scrolls
hostility
games,
in
and
the
that's the
area, though?
Nords, because they're fucking boring. Okay, I
So
said it.
that's who.
The Nords.
Who? Yeah, the
Yeah, no,
Nords are
Because
boring.
they're
Yeah.
fuck.
Like I said, over my dead body while I play as a Nord.
I
That's
play as a Red Guard and a Nord and an Orc. That's it.
and orcs. I don't fuck with orcs either. That's they're not even orcs are elves. Orsimer. They're elves.
Orcs are the best race overall in the game.
Wait,
They are elves.
no, you said the Nords, didn't you?
My
Or-
favorite
Orcs.
is the Red Guard, but the best
the Red
overall
Guard.
race is the Orcs.
Orcs-
If you get down to like their honor system,
They're
and, like,
elves.
their origin.
They're
and
fucking
their-
elves. They are excrement. They're excrement elves. They were birthed of an excreted god from a Daedra, sir.
What?
That's the prevailing myth. Trinimac, the savior of a sect of Aldmer immigrants, was then eaten by Boethia and shit out, and then the followers of him rubbed themselves in the excrement and became the Orsimer. That's
That's
the
not what happened.
what happened then, boy? Come at
It was
me.
Semi like that, like
Uh-oh.
he did become a
He's
like
backpedaling.
a
He
Daedric or
said,
whatever.
well, it kind of maybe sort of.
Well, now that I think about it, wait.
Oh, let him explain
Something
it.
with like rubbing shit on each other, like
Well,
it was just
excrement.
He said
became
excrement,
like
not
this.
shit.
He became this, deity or whatever, like, and his followers followed suit with the transformation. Is what happened. Like he became an orc, and then they became orcs in following because they stayed loyal to him. But there was no excrement. There was no shit.
Did
there was no
Boethia not eat
Well, obviously
him?
they became ugly, so his followers were like, "Oh, let's be ugly."
I mean, they're better looking than dark elves. And
No, they're fucking not.
No, dark.
Don't
elves-
you dare say that. Don't you dare say that,
I
sir.
just said it,
Stop,
okay.
guys. Let us know in chat who's got the sexy of peoples.
Stab the Nords
The
in
Orsimer or the
Yeah, with the
Dunmer?
dark elf,
Stab
not an
the,
orc,
stab the
though.
Dwemer in the back.
Wait, who stabbed the Demer in the back?
The dark elves.
Did they though?
Yeah, they went to war with them.
That's not necessarily a backstab. That's like a
Just went to war
war.
with them.
They had an alliance.
That's a
and
front
went
stab.
after 'em. I mean, come on, that's backstabbing. Every time
Which
you
alliance
see
was
some
this?
kind of a war break out with the elves, there's always something with the elves screwing someone over to start it. Every time. With the exception of maybe the high elves or the what is it called?
The High Elves, you mean the ones running the Eldman
Yeah, so the
Dominion.
high elves are the worst.
Yeah.
They are the worst.
I
but
think
they
we can
didn't,
all
like-
agree that the high elves are just the worst, and then
Just the
awful.
fucking worst.
They're pretty sexy though. I'm just saying. I'm throwing it out there.
Yeah, I agree
More
with
so-
that.
I mean, I would put the snow
Pretty
elves as
sexy.
the worst, and then the high elves, but
Not the Snow Elves pre-Falmer though. I mean pre their fall into grotesque goblin cave people.
pre that, yeah, I would put them as the worst.
When that
Why?
happens.
Because they're the ones that attacked the Nords and started their hatred of the elves.
Fuck the Nords. The Nords were coming. They
yikes.
came to Skyrim where the Snow Elves already
You're
were
gonna blame the
living.
elves, huh?
They were
Blame the
minding their
elves.
business and they got slaughtered, and then they went
Right,
and got
I'm
help.
sure
and
they were-
Wait. Hold on. Blue, are you saying that the Nords came from Atmora and just settled peacefully, and then
That's
the
what they
Snow
were doing.
Elves
They were-
came and murdered
They were advancing
them?
as a culture, and the Snow Elves became jealous. They became
Really?
like, fearful
Tell
that
us
they
more.
were.
Tell us
That
more.
they were.
No, I'm not being sarcastic. I really want to know, because
I got
this might
more.
be true.
Okay.
I certainly don't know everything here.
So basically, the Snow Elves felt threatened by their advancement and how quickly man in general was advancing and becoming like a power, and they decided to squelch it, nip it in the bud. and they went after the Nords, and they started killing them, and then they fucked up, because by doing that, the Nords went and got their boys, and then they pretty much exterminated them, because you don't fuck with a Nord. The Nords are beast.
So
Okay.
the Nords didn't start it.
No.
Well, here's the thing. They did go on into Skyrim land, so I don't know how close of a proximity they were to the Snow Elves.
I think that it's unclear how
It's
the
very
relationship
unclear.
between
Yeah.
them soured and why they attacked them. Because, I mean, for all we know,
Yeah.
the Nords could have just been crazy offensive and pissed them off to get attacked.
Exactly.
So we really just don't know why. It's unclear why the Snow Elves attacked originally, but all we know is just that
They attacked first.
Went back and brought the people back, and that's what I was saying, that it's theorized that the dragons helped, that they made a deal with the dragons to help.
Is there a book or something that
No, it was a video. I
says that they
posted.
attacked first?
Yeah,
I'm
there's
just-
videos in the lore, yeah.
I mean, look, elves are not perfect creatures, okay? They're
No,
just as
there's
fucked up
not
as
the
men
elves.
are.
None of them are.
I'll fuck
I
some
just
elves,
always
but
thought, I don't know, the whole relationship with elves and Nords, I've just always, because then take over and the elves were just fighting back. That was my whole thought process on that.
well, the thing is, with the Red Mountain exploding, Morrowind kind of going to crap because of that, and that meteor crash that caused a bunch of other natural disasters. They were looking for sanctuary in Skyrim, and
Oh yeah.
the Nords are just like, fuck them.
No. Yeah.
I really wouldn't be surprised if the Nords insinuated that they were going to start expanding into Skyrim, and the Snow Elves didn't want them to, so they attacked them to maybe prove a point, or to like send a message.
That would still be
Yeah.
bad. That would still be
Yeah.
really bad.
No, it would still be bad, but I mean, you
It'll
know,
be
like
bad,
I
but
said,
it's
it's not
Nords,
it's
so.
not clear what the Nords
That's
did
not
to trigger,
okay.
because it's stated before that they got along fine. That the Snow Elves didn't care that they were there. They shared the land, and then it's not clear why they attacked in the first place.
Interesting.
Yeah, and even in the lore that I've read and watched, it does state that it's not exactly clear what was the straw that broke the camel's back, but it is, in most of the lore, it says that the Snow Elves did not like the at least the ones that I've read and watched, that they didn't like the rise to power that was happening. That basically, like, the Nords were becoming super strong, and they wanted to just wipe that out because they felt there was a threat to them. So they attacked them and ambushed them.
I think it's worth noting that the Dwemer were attuned to tonal magics. I forget what they called it. But it was theorized that they could actually make people do things by setting up certain tones or frequencies. Maybe they brainwashed the Snow Elves. They hypnotized them into attacking the Nords so they'd have slaves and could get rid of the Nords at the same time, because the Dwemer...
And guess what? That still supports my theories. Fuck the elves!
I'm not saying it doesn't, alright? I'm just trying to get to the truth here, but Dwemer...
Here's a good question. Do you think it could be possible that the Snow... I don't know what the time frame is on how long the Nords were living in the same area as the Snow Elves before the Snow Elves attacked. Do you think it's possible that they lured them into like a false sense of like peace and then attacked them because they didn't want them there, so they wanted to wait until the opportune time to attack them, like ambush them?
You're talking about the elves?
Because they didn't want anyone else there that wasn't an elf and a native.
I could see that happening.
Yep.
100%.
To the point on the orcs and what we were talking about earlier, they worship Malakath, and Malakath is said to be created from the excrement coming out of
Boethia.
Create when he ate Trinamak, and
All right, everyone just
he
needs to
excreted.
stop saying excrement.
Well, it's not clear what kind...
Needs to stop.
All over my balls.
All over his balls.
Ah.
Stop it! We need to stop it! I blame Freddy. I mean, JT, fuck. You did this to me.
Don't you dare call me Freddy, boy.
I'ma underscore your balls with my teasing.
I'm done. All right, I'm
All
done.
right.
I'm done. I promise. I just want to
That's
underscore
all
his
for
balls
me.
so bad. We done.
This is unacceptable non-Christian behavior.
That's
None of
all
this is a
for
Minecraft
me.
Okay, so Christian says there's a bit of support in the lore for it. You open a Dwemer ruin by hitting the right tones on a steam-powered thingamajig. Yes. So
That's
it's
That
a
was fun.
it's a well-established fact that Dwemer did use tonal stuff to accomplish things. It's more of a theory that they used it for mind control. That's not proven. But it's definitely possible. Okay, so elves are okay. Look, everyone sucks. Everyone sucks in the Elder Scrolls universe, Blue.
Like I
All
said,
right, don't put it
Blue
all.
is having fun in
No,
Nerd.
And Big Blue is an elf hater, so.
it's
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
kill
this
him
is
whenever
what I
see
mean.
him.
Like,
I
Big
literally
Blue
kill
called me a
every elf I see.
contrarian for disagreeing with him 2 days in a row, and then he's out here just like, oh,
I
okay, you
hate
said that
elves.
everyone sucks. Let me just make sure I sneak in here, especially the elves. Like, shut the fuck up.
yeah, blurry fucking elf hater. Why?
Kill every elf I see, and I'm gonna
He puts up
continue.
signs outside his tavern, no elves.
No
allowed.
elves allowed.
We don't like your
No elves
kind around
allowed.
here.
Blue, this is why you would love Warhammer 40,000. Cause
No,
they're
I don't like
yup.
Warhammer.
Look,
Okay.
they're just as specious as you are, sir. Yeah, they
I love
hate
the Khajiit.
they
The
hate
Khajiit
aliens.
and the
All
Dwarves and
aliens
the
must
Red Guard.
die.
I just hate the elves.
Wait, you like Khajiit and
Yeah.
Argonians?
Oh, I love them.
Oh, okay. Well, you're still going to hell then.
I think Argonians have the saddest backstory. Or
Oh,
the
for real,
saddest
yeah.
Backstory.
They do,
I would
yeah.
agree. What, the enslavement with the Dunmer?
Oh yeah, just the complete and
Yeah.
total enslavement and torture of their people. Yeah.
It's pretty awful. But
Oh my
there,
gosh, it goes into that a little bit in Leowyn and Oblivion. If you go down to Leowyn and get like involved with what's going on in the castle there's like torture chambers in the Undercroft and all that, and that's like a primarily
horrible.
Argonian space. So they're like still constantly like
Yeah. And there were
Oh,
rumors
yeah,
that
they-
Elder
they-
Scrolls 6 was going to take place
They're
where they
still
live.
like
Black
That
Marsh?
was a
still,
rumor,
people
but
still
not-
enslave some of the
that.
Argonians like behind closed doors, like when no one's looking.
Yeah.
And
oh
on their
boy.
little settlements, they still have Argonians as slaves or like servants, where they pretend that they're a servant,
Yeah.
but they're really a slave.
The
Wow.
developers of Elder Scrolls 6 said that
Um,
in the teaser trailer they made, there's hints as to where the next one's taking place.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. Is like there was a rumor that it was gonna be in Black Marsh, but like
Yeah.
when they did like the flyover of
Looks
the
like
space,
Valenwood.
that is definitely not Black Marsh.
There's-
It's more Valenwood than Black Marsh.
Really?
At the end of the day, fuck the Imperials, fuck the Stormcloaks. Let's just liberate the Argonians.
Yes.
That's,
Yo,
Yeah.
I think we
They're-
should all get on board with
That's
that.
not.
100%.
It
And kill a
doesn't
few elves in the
matter
process.
because they're gonna be enslaved again by the high elves. So
True.
We kill
Just don't
all the
forget
high
Tea's-
elves.
no genocide. Canadian.
Kill every elf, period.
We
Let's go.
have a
Genocide.
game of genocide.
Elficide.
He said no. Genocide.
He said, wait, stop!
He like just real quietly was like genocide.
I got flustered because I heard CanadianPapaBear start saying something, and I was like,
Canadian genocide?
oh, he's gonna bring something nice to this genocide conversation. Then I'm like, wait a minute, he just told me earlier he's gonna stab me in the back after feeding me ice cream, and I don't know who to trust anymore, and I'm very concerned.
Twitch, it's been great. Guys, I'll be streaming on Mixer starting tomorrow.
I was just going to say to Sierra about the comments about what they're showing in the stuff. Remember, as I said earlier, they have said, like, when they were making Arena, they were, not Arena, Dragonfall, they were said they were going to make Morrowind, right? So they have a big history of
True.
saying they're going to make it in this area or hint at this area, and then they go somewhere completely else. So.
Yeah, no, you.
Well, there's going to be a
Right,
Morrowind
it's
expansion with the Or did it already come out? The Morrowind expansion?
Yeah.
So?
That is, I was so
Okay,
mad
so-
when I saw that. I kept seeing the packaging and the marketing stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, they're remaking Morrowind for PS4?
That's what I thought.
Woo!
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
But nope.
No,
They
it's an
fucking-
expansion. Yeah.
They need to
Fucking
be remade.
debated.
I concur. I did. Okay, so those of you who might not know this, there is a collective of fans working on putting Morrowind on the Skyrim engine.
Sky Oblivion or Sky.
Oh, yeah,
wait,
yeah,
there's a different-
Really?
It's like a mod.
Mar-
They're
yeah,
doing it for both.
It's
There's
like a
Sky
really big
something.
mod. Yeah.
I would play the shit out of that.
It,
It's like I don't remember what the name is for trying to put more.
Skywind?
Basically trying to
I think
do more
Skywind's
Morrowind
right.
Game into Skyrim.
Yeah, because they're also doing it with Oblivion and they call it Sky Oblivion. I don't remember what the name is for the Morrowind.
Skywind, I think.
Skywind.
I think
Yeah,
it
that
is.
Sounds correct.
Also,
I think
from
that's right.
from what I've seen of the speculatories, it looks like they're leaning towards Hammerfell and High Rock combo for The Elder Scrolls 6.
Really? See, well, because High Rock was my initial like thought when I don't know, something about when I saw it, I was like, oh wait, we're going to High Rock, we're going to High Rock, we're going to High Rock, it's gonna be so great. I'm really into the Bretons and Bosmer are my two favorites, so I was like stoked. And then someone was like, are you sure High Rock? And made me second guess myself, and I was like, maybe Valen would, that would also be equally cool. And they were like, yeah, okay, Valen would. And I'm like, all right, I'm glad that you directed to say the thing that you want me to say.
Well, Valenwood would look the best of all the different places. Valenwood is supposed to be like the most beautiful place in.
I would love to see Valenwood.
Yes. But here's the thing, and I mean, it's getting late, guys, so we'll just kind of jumble up some topics here at this point. I will say, I'll be very upset,
Mods.
especially... What?
What did you just say?
I was saying mods. Let's move on to mods.
Oh!
I thought it said Mox.
I thought he said... Hey, oh, hey, Mark.
Saying mods to do something.
I said, mines. Like, oh, okay. They said
Um,
mines, and
he-
also
he-
it's like, that's not what he said.
He said moms. Mimey moms. The thing is,
Slurp,
Valenwood...
don't you dare.
I'm doing it. Valenwood...
No,
Stop
no.
it, Blue. Blur. Blur!
Oh no, Blur!
Valenwood would be awesome, and yes, I'm saying Valenwood and not Valenwood, you fucking heretics.
You don't say anything right,
Yeah.
so what the hell
Look,
ever.
all my friendles agree that it's
Oh my
Valenwood.
god,
Okay.
his name is Feindal!
Okay.
Hey.
They need to have better gameplay if they're gonna go to Valenwood.
Why?
Because that's a
What
lot
do you
of
mean?
there's a lot of trees and like climbing and stuff and rope swinging, and Skyrim's just not a fast-paced, like actiony, smooth game with combat. It just isn't.
You're correct.
And if we're going to Valenwood where there's a bunch of trees and cool stuff to do, and it's just like, and you're moving back
it's
and
still
forth,
flat.
like, yeah, like,
It's just like, what now? It's just, what was that last thing?
Yeah. what was that?
But no, I agree. If
It's
there's
kind of
no,
like when you're
faster
expelling
paced
demons
combat,
out of your house with the sage you get in your
I feel
hand.
like with all that stuff, you need faster paced combat, and you need more the ability to move between like levels of the game.
Well, supposedly they're
like
really
climbing trees and all
restructuring
those things.
Like, I know the magic, you're supposed to be able to alter like the actual environment, like bring up like pillars from the ground and stuff. So
Okay.
yeah.
Wait, what did
I'm
you
behind
say?
on my research for
Supposedly,
Six.
as like in a leak from some things in the new Elder Scrolls, the magic system is completely reworked, and like alteration and whatnot, you'll be able to like bring stone pillars up from the ground and things like that.
I remember you telling me about that. That sounds
Yeah.
amazing. If you could use the world
Interesting.
around you like that. Okay, so let's kind of combine this with mods. What do you guys think about mods and bugs in Bethesda's Legacy?
There are so many bugs that I don't
yeah.
feel like
I
I
love
need
the
anything
bugs.
other than the bugs. Like I have so much fun just exploiting the bugs.
Finding
To be
bugs
honest,
is probably one of
it's
the
so
funnest
fun.
things.
Bugs is fun.
Yeah.
I don't play
Ivory-
mods because I have so much love for this series. I
Why?
just play the game the way that it is intended, and that's that.
Here,
That's-
for me.
Wait,
This this panel thing brought me to go actually check out Daggerfall for the first time because it is free, and Morrowind.
So much
I haven't played before, but I haven't finished. But mods are now part of those installers. Like people make installers to fix all the bugs and modding certain things. So, and I think mods really help the game because it adds longevity. You know, like people can add more things that like the game.
Yeah, like I love mods.
I think it's great for people who love it. I'm so glad that it's there because it lets people who would maybe otherwise not be as into it be like about it. Like it gives something extra to people, and I get that. I don't play with mods, but I have infinite love for the mods for what they do for other players.
I'm with Sierra on that one. I've never played any of the games with a mod other than like I mentioned these patch fixes that people
like graphic mods and bug mods,
and stuff like that. But I've never bothered like the Randy Savage trains and for dragons in Skyrim or anything.
Yo,
I didn't make all of my dragons Thomas the Train Engine.
I need that.
But it's there. Yeah, there's like
I've seen them. I've seen a lot of good mods.
Think of it's there. Like I played with mods for a little while because I did a whole like Game of Thrones Skyrim. Like I did a whole Game of Thrones themed Skyrim where I played as Jon Snow, and so they have like mods where you can be Jon Snow, you can be Daenerys, you can be Sansa. They have my favorite mod from all that was where it replaces all the Skyrim music with only Game of Thrones music.
Oh my god.
And it's like, it's amazing.
There's some funniness in that because you know who did the voice for the son of the Emperor in Oblivion was Sean Bean.
Yeah.
So Ned Stark is technically, the son of Patrick Stewart.
Oh shit.
And
what?
Yeah.
I like don't use mods to like cheat necessarily, but like I love like the graphics, everything look a little bit crisper and better. And then I love the I use like an extra gory mod where basically like all the kills are extra gory. It's like a little bit bloodier and stuff when you kill something.
Nice.
Like it like bodies will leave blood stains and stuff on the rocks and on the gravel, and so I think those mods are cool too.
Yeah.
I don't really use like cheat mods necessarily. Like the only cheat mod that I use is
Infinite Life.
No, all of my junk weighs nothing. So that way I can just like, because inventory is like my biggest enemy in Skyrim.
That's why you just buy.
So we steal everything. We
steal everything. So like I got a mod.
But that's why you buy all the houses and then you build the extra houses for Dawn.
So I have a mod where all junk is 0 pounds.
What
so
does the houses do?
Down.
You just do storage. You can just
storage.
So I have very little experience with mods. I only last year experimented with more because a friend of mine came in and suggested I add some mods to Skyrim. But some of the ones that I felt gave the gameplay more depth and made it more challenging and more fun were the hunger mods, where you actually got hungry and you had to eat food.
I've thought about
and that one was kind of fun, and sometimes it's annoying, but you have all access to all this food that you can steal, and it's cool to think that you can go into a tavern and you have to go steal bread or food or something because you're hungry. And then the weather mods were really fun. So
I used those.
Some where it was really cold and you had to wear warmer clothes.
I have tried to just RP it before and be like, well, whatever. I'm gonna make my person sleep and eat and stuff like that. I'm gonna do it correctly.
Don't do that.
But I only do that for a minute, and then I'm like, God damn it, I just wanna kill shit.
It's just kind of fun to toggle into that type of gameplay.
Yeah,
think of it. I like Ark, where you have to eat food and you have to wear warm clothes in warm areas. So it's just kind of cool. That survival aspect is kind of interesting, and it added depth to the gameplay.
I can't do it. I can't. It's too bogged down for me. But I see the appeal.
Never for stream, but I would do it for me.
I see the appeal though. CanadianPapaBear or not? What?
Like I mentioned earlier, the one thing I love about the series is you can play the game just do the story only if you want to. If you want to go delve into lore, side quests, everything, you can do it.
Absolutely incorrect.
To the game.
Yeah.
That's not how that works, CanadianPapaBear. I'm sorry. But no, I'm joking.
But it is good for that. Anyone
another really good mod. Another really good mod that I use, and it's so silly, but it's actually a really great mod, is it'll tell you if you've already read a book, so you don't have to like, because you know how sometimes you'll come across like bookshelves and stuff.
Yes,
but, like,
that
there's a
one
mod,
is a
yeah.
time saver.
It'll highlight it so that you know you've already read it, so you're like, okay, I don't have to pick
Yes.
up this book because I've already read it. And
yes,
it
that
and
one's
it'll even
amazing.
highlight. It'll even
As
highlight
a
books
person who
that will
reads
give
every
you,
book that I find, I would like that.
Yeah,
Blue.
yeah, that mod's great.
Blue, what were you
That
gonna
one's
say?
great.
Oh, I was just saying the only mods I really play are the ones that add extra quests to it. You know, like basically just extending the life of the game if you've done all the side quests and everything.
Yeah.
And as for the glitches, I love the glitches. I hope
can
they
we-
continue to be glitchy because.
Can we just go ahead? Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say because like to me, there's nothing better than watching a dragon pick up like a mammoth and fly into a mountain.
Oh yeah, there's
Oh,
And
also
just like
Yes.
just sit there
Finding
flying
just
into
random
mountains.
glitches that don't affect the gameplay are just funny. Like they're
Yeah.
just funny.
This shit is hilarious.
But no, I
And,
was
like,
gonna
I'm
say,
not
can
gonna
we just
lie. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
take a moment to appreciate the lusty Argonian maid.
Oh,
I love the Lusty
Yeah, I was
gonna bring
Argonian
that up.
Barmaid.
Take a
It's
moment.
my favorite book.
I never jerked off to that
hope
book, and
for
none of you could prove
an additional
otherwise.
series, like a sister series to the lusty Argonian maid. Maybe
Oh,
the
yeah.
lusty Khajiit housekeeper. I don't know.
Yes,
lusty-
the Lusty
the
Argonian
lusty
Barmaid
Khajiit
is
butler.
so good.
You know, the lusty Khajiit gardener. You know, just something. Just give me
Yeah.
some extra content.
Let's
Yeah,
do
for
it.
Oh.
Do
Elite
it
brought up,
now about it.
They brought up
Guys,
a really good mod. The alternate start mod is interesting too.
where you start in a
like-
different area?
Oh yeah, that
No,
one's cool.
you basically
that one is
pick
cool.
you pick what class you want to be before the game even starts.
And they
it'll
start
go
you
by
off in
that.
a different area.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
they start you off in a different area, and depending on what class you chose, they'll give you certain things that you have to start out with. But it's almost kind of like you're starting from scratch. Like you almost kind of like wash up on shore. But depending on what
Yes.
class you are, they'll give you certain weapons or certain items and stuff.
Yeah.
Is the first
Class.
quest
That one's
different for
really
each?
Cool. It
Yeah,
also
'cause you
gave,
need-
I
it gave
can't
the
stick
game.
to one class. That's my
No,
problem.
the first
is
quest will
I-
still be the same, but like you start in a whole new town, a whole new area, and you kind of have to. And you can just take quests as they come along, like whatever
How-
town you're in or whatever.
See, I love the Elder
I
Scrolls
can't
games.
stick to one class or one.
I love the Elder Scrolls games, but they need to stop starting you as a prisoner. That's
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, I was
We're
gonna say
always
yeah.
prisoners.
It's-
That's
Yeah.
the whole point. That's the
Tell
fucking
him.
point.
Tell him,
We
Ivory.
always
Tell him.
want to know what new thing we got arrested for. That's the best part.
No, we're trying to tell a beautiful redemption story. What's happening?
That's why I murder people.
Oh
The
boy.
one thing that I do like the prison start for is
Yeah,
like,
Slug doesn't murder anyone, so what did he get arrested for?
My
I do
undead
not
minions
murder
did.
them.
Murder dragons, then he'll eat them.
He accidentally killed someone.
Serpent
exposed
Involuntary manslaughter.
The one thing that I do like about the prison start is
I
you're-
always
you start
miss
in the
Canadian
prison,
Papa Bear.
Look, if Slurp went to jail, it would be for licking someone's kneecaps. All right, we all know that.
Oh
Blue,
my
blue.
god. He went up and he licked the Jarl's shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got good shoulders
hey.
though.
Slurp exposed himself. That's what he's in jail for.
Oh
Yeah,
my
exposed his
god.
balls.
Hate when that
Balls,
happens.
balls, balls.
Mm,
Public indecency.
Yep.
As far as any of you know right now, I'm wearing pants, okay? You can't.
Right.
You're
I happen to know for a
welcome.
fact you're not. So
I
Oh,
trust
he knows
Blue.
for a fact. He knows for a
I have
fact.
cameras in his
I
house.
stand up and leave screen too often to not
I
wear
don't.
pants.
I don't want to know about your
Same.
private Snapchat DMs. I don't-
No,
Yo,
but I was gonna
Slurp,
say
can I get that premium
the
snap
thing,
or what?
Yeah.
the one thing
Damn
that
right.
I do like about the like starting in a prison is it starts you in a place that is completely neutral. So like
That's true.
I feel like I can't think of a better way to be like we know nothing about you because like a place that you are would say something about you. Like there's so many. I don't know. The prison is the best way to be like.
Here's the thing, Sierra. I played Daggerfall last night for the first time ever. So
Yeah.
it's Elder Scrolls 2. They start you off as you're sent off to go deal with situation Daggerfall, but your ship is taken over by a storm and you shipwreck on a rock, and there's a cavern there, and you go in there and you learn the game, and you're in a foreign land, and so you're learning everything from the beginning. So it's a similar idea, but like it gives you something other than you're just a prisoner. Like there are ways to write you're a stranger in a strange land without being a prisoner to begin with.
Yeah, that's fair. I think there's just a lot of the other ways that you could be a stranger in a strange land does there's like two different things to that, because one, if you're a stranger in a strange land, then like, okay, but what if I want to be the native thing that is here? Like, what if we're in Valenwood and I want to be a Bosmer? Like, I'm not a stranger in a strange land.
Fair enough.
But that means you have ties and relationships already. And that's a new dynamic they'd have to work into that.
Yeah.
I just think the concept is cool. You're like you have to find out what the hell you did wrong. You're like, oh my god, what am I in trouble for now?
Yeah, you can kind of make that up. You can choose that. You can build your own backstory around it.
But this also brings up one of the things that and I'm going to get disliked for this, but I'm not a big fan of Skyrim's story because of the fact that you're the Dragonborn no matter what. Whereas in the other games, you're whoever. You're the hero that saves the day, but you're not necessarily this one archetype. Whereas I feel like in Skyrim, they force you to be the Dragonborn, and that's your only choice, no matter what race, what background, whatever you do. So.
I agree.
I got a lot of reasons why Skyrim is certainly not my favorite, but that was not one I had considered. That's a good point.
Y'all done?
Disagree?
Okay, good night.
Oh. What are you done with? What are you disagreeing with?
Oh, that Skyrim. Skyrim is my favorite game, so that's why I was like, I disagree.
It's a contentious point. I've only played Skyrim, so I can't say. So what would you guys say? Did mods make the series better or worse overall? Not just your experience, but like
better,
yeah.
Better.
Okay.
Yeah, I think better.
I think it could. I think that it.
I mean, people are still playing the game because of mods.
I don't use them, but I think that it has opened things up for so many people.
The option made it possible to enhance the gameplay if you were already like so familiar with the vanilla that because you played it over and over again, so you were able to enhance your gameplay additionally.
Yeah, like I've seen people do like so many like. You can role play, like I've seen somebody do what's called a Legolas playthrough where like he played as an elf and he only used bow and arrow and
I've seen something like that.
Yeah, and there's like so many different like playthroughs you can do with mods. Like you can like role play as a completely different character. And like I said, like I did a Game of Thrones Skyrim, like where you act like it's Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I've never played with a single actual mod in the game. But I love the fact that it's there, that if I want to go back and play something like Oblivion that I've played to death, that I could have a different experience while I'm there.
Exactly.
Here's
having a different experience.
Here's the problem, though. I love mods that I've seen, and I'm looking forward to playing them, but Bethesda is known for bugs. And I feel like the mods kind of gives them a way out of taking responsibility for their poor game design. And I don't like that.
I don't know. I'm about the bugs.
You can't. No. Okay. Here's the thing. I put nearly 1,000 hours into Skyrim, and I should not have needed to have done that. But because I wanted to beat the game, and I couldn't because of game-breaking bugs occurring 2 times, I had to. So fuck that. Some of the bugs are cool.
Like
flying mammoths.
Yeah.
Sounds like a what?
I've never had a game.
Sounds like user error, if you ask me.
That's not how that. No, if a person.
No one else on this panel have encountered a game breaker.
Just a noob.
If I'm having dialogue with someone and I'm progressing with a quest line and then I can't progress with that quest line and it's not due to my own actions, that's a game-breaking bug.
Get good.
If a character disappears and
yeah, but here's the thing.
I'm fighting all of you. Everyone.
You can't do certain quests sometimes. There's like a quest bug.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
CanadianPapaBear, what are you saying? I would like to hear CanadianPapaBear talk alone, please.
So I was just saying, like, a game-breaking bug in the game doesn't exclude the game from having mods, right? Like, that bugs are Bethesda's problem, right? Like, it's them not fixing whatever in the engine. It doesn't mean that we can't have mods in the game, right? Like,
correct.
Like, so I'm not sure why you're saying that we can't have mods kind of thing.
No, I'm not. Let me be very clear. I'm not saying take away mods. I love that mods are there.
Yeah.
What I don't like is that the way I see it, I think that the modding community being there and taking care of things with patches that are unofficial but still fix shit and ways to improve quests, it makes Bethesda lazier than they might be if they didn't have mods to fall back
If they
on.
were
But
forced
that happens-
to answer to the bug.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, that happens in everything. Like Street Fighter 5 or whatever had a thing with their net code where it was terrible and somebody came up with a better fix, and then Capcom's like, no, we're gonna put a patch out that cancels that because we don't like that fixes things, right? You know, that's every company. Like I played Temple Elemental Evil, so a very old DOS game, and they had the same thing. You don't want to put the vanilla version in, you want the fan-made fixes for it, because sometimes companies are just like, it doesn't matter if they intended mods or not, they're just going to be lazy and not patch and fix things, right? Like, so the fact that fans can fix it is a good thing, right? You know, correct the game and make it play the way it should have been.
Yeah. This is a little bit sideways, but still regarding mods. I remember a while ago, like, I mean, a long time ago, I was playing like an Assassin's Creed game, and I was riding a horse, and I jumped off the horse to assassinate someone, and every time I jumped off the horse to do it, I would fly into the air, like, just infinitely. I would just keep going, like, forever. And it happened every time I did, like, an assassination from the horse. And there was a quest that was in it was like a brothel or something, they had quests posted up. It was like Radiant quests, I believe, but like one of the things was that you had to do these like a certain number of assassinations from horseback, and that was like in order to complete something or get something, and I couldn't do it because I kept flying into the universe, and like we couldn't fix that. And so while like yes, the companies should be held accountable, mods are great because they make it so that a game can still be playable. Like,
Yes.
a beautiful game can still be playable even though the developer fucked up. But
Yeah,
like,
and
I don't think that makes them less accountable. I think
Aye.
they still have to be
Yeah.
accountable.
On PC,
Because I think there's enough people who play without mods.
on PC, it's a very big problem.
That's
Like
true.
even like Dark Souls, when it came out on PC, was very broken because they just blindly ported the console version, and you had to have fans come and fix it so controllers options showed up correctly and worked with the mouse and keyboard better and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, you need that ability for fans to fix things, especially in the PC side of things. Like, you're a little more limited on the console side, but it needs to be there as an option. So
Fair enough. Did you guys hear anything about Bethesda charging for people to use mod kits?
yeah,
That is a thing.
that's the thing.
Well,
That's why Bethesda started you can install mods through the main menu now.
Yeah, like what it is
Right.
it's
I
supposed to
thought.
be the person who makes the mod gets a bit of money, but Bethesda's taking a cut as well, kind of thing, right? Like that was mainly on the console side of things, as I heard. So because like on PC you can go do whatever you want, right?
Yeah, you
On
have like
PC,
the
they
Nexus
can't
mods
stop
that
you.
are separate. Yeah.
Fair enough. So
Yeah, but
it's
just like with Fallout, there's like mods that you can get from Bethesda. Well, they've been approved by Bethesda.
I've
muted again.
re-muted.
I
Oh.
said I don't think it's wrong for someone to charge for the mod that they create, but I think it's wrong for Bethesda to take a cut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true. Very
I
true.
agree.
No,
I agree.
from what I heard, I was under the impression that Bethesda was charging modders to use their dev kits to make the
That's
mods.
stupid.
Oh.
I don't know if that's
I don't know about
Because
that.
I don't
people
know if
making
that's true, though.
mods- People making mods is the reason why people are still playing Skyrim as much as they are.
yes.
So they
Yeah.
they should be encouraging more people to want to
Exactly.
make mods.
All right,
And
well,
not charging them
Christian's
for it.
saying it's not true, so it might be a moot point.
Look at
Um,
GTA 5. Like they allow, with the modern community and stuff like that, was drawing a lot of people into the game, right? It was a similar thing with Skyrim, and
Yeah.
yeah.
2K pulled some shade. Well, 2K, we ain't talking about 2K's ball. They shady
Yeah,
though.
we ain't talking about
did
2K.
eventually.
I concur. Okay, guys, we are gonna. There's so much shit we didn't get to, but there's a lot of shit that we did that I didn't think we would.
Yeah, when you said that it was gonna go no longer than 3 hours, I was like, yeah,
I
we'll
was-
fucking game.
I'm the
I
only one, by the way, that bought like every
I was
version
like,
of
that's
Skyrim.
really funny, but all right.
we're not. All right, one last question. If you have more than how many versions of Skyrim do you all have?
Right now, only one. How many have I bought?
Three.
Probably 3 or 4.
Fair enough.
I only played it on 360.
I have Oblivion and Skyrim. I have everything. Oblivion, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Legends, and online on Steam.
But
Yeah,
how many
I played
three Skyrims, but I also have the mobile
Skyrim
game.
you have?
Yeah, I
Blade.
played Skyrim on PS3. Then I got the
Oh.
enhanced edition or whatever for PS4,
Oh, you know
and
what?
then I bought it for PC.
Fair enough.
See, Mara
And
wasn't
I
the
also,
one
Five
I
times.
also had.
I wasn't asking about all the Elder Scrolls games. Sierra, you bought
Oh,
Skyrim
okay.
5 times.
Yeah, okay,
Right.
so I
think
bought it on the
bought
PS3 when it
Skyrim
came out.
twice.
I bought it on the PS3 when it came out, and then when I switched to PS4 and the like remaster or whatever came out,
Right
I
at
got
the
it.
remaster.
And then I got it again when maybe it was only 4. Okay, because then I got it then, and that was someone else's PlayStation, and then they took their PlayStation away from me, and then I had access to a
Kill
different PlayStation, and I bought it again for that one. Oh, you know what? And then then there was the VR shit, and I bought it for the VR.
Oh yeah,
and I
Skyrim
hated
VR.
that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then I bought it for PC.
Did you play
Okay.
it on your fridge?
So it has been 5 times. No.
No,
I forgot
fridge.
I forgot about VR.
Okay.
What?
VR, I
VR.
get.
I totally forgot there was.
You-
I almost
I-
forgot.
Look.
I want to play it on I've had an Oculus Rift.
I want to
for,
play it on
like,
Switch.
No,
2.5
we-
years, and I've
I've thought
never
about it.
used it.
Oh,
Guys,
so good.
we gotta do outros now. Thank you very much, y'all. I appreciate it. We're gonna start with
You can't make
Big
me.
Blue. I can't make you guys do nothing.
Not
But
shit.
I would like you to give us your most interesting takeaway and then a more detailed about you and where to find you, what to expect, that sort of thing. So, final takeaway from the show and then about you. Big Blue, let's start with you, my friend.
My takeaway from the show: everybody's dirty elf lovers,
Ooh.
and I don't like it. And
Wow.
you're imperial scum, and I don't like it. With the exception of Ivory, she seems to be alright, you know. But, you know. But yeah, I still love y'all, so it's all good. Fuck the elves. Hey, I also.
You are so
TOS.
annoying. Jesus Christ, you are so
Yeah.
annoying.
This is elfism, and I do not accept it.
I'm with Freddy.
So wait,
Who's
basically
Freddy?
what you can expect to find on my channel is a very bizarre sense of humor, a commitment to trying to make you laugh or smile at least once during the stream, and I play a literal complete variety of games, and it's about to become a lot more diversified starting this
Boy.
year. So
Oh.
Do
we got
tell.
some Swick games coming.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Aw.
You got it unbusted?
What?
Never mind. I might have heard the wrong story about your Switch. We don't have... I thought it was bricked.
bust on you.
I thought it was bricked last time
no.
you talked about it. Okay. Thank you for that, Blue. Guys, I dropped the link there. Ivory, you are up next, madam.
Oh.
Biggest takeaway and where to find you, what to expect, stuff like that.
I learned a lot today. I learned a lot of stuff that I actually didn't know. Because like I said, I'm with JT where I didn't like spend a lot of time on lore. It was more just like gameplay and knowledge and experience like in the game. So I learned a lot. I kind of want to play now. I kind of want to play
Yeah.
Skyrim.
Now I feel
Um,
bad.
That's why I've gone back and started playing Oblivion, because I was excited.
But I guess one thing that I genuinely didn't really know was the extent of the discrimination that came from the Nords. So I might have to like rethink a little bit. You know, I might have to rethink a little bit, pay attention a little bit more. But and then yeah, I do ASMR. I have on and offline content, and you can find me on Twitch or Twitter or Discord or YouTube, whichever tickles your fancy. And if anyone needs any help with their Twitch intros, the trailers, I I do video editing, so I can try to help you out if you need help. They shouldn't take too long.
I think they could be up to a minute.
Yeah. If you send me like whatever clips you kind of want integrated together into the video, it probably would only take me like maybe an hour.
Oh wow.
On that.
That's a very nice offer.
I'm more than happy to help some people.
Yeah, I might hit you up for that.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Canadian Papa Bear, you are next, sir.
Yeah, real quick. Sorry, GT. I'm so used to Team Freddy that I said Freddy Wolf.
No, you're fine.
My takeaway. My takeaway from this is, I think it's more or less where I was before. Like, I'm more of a Morrowind, Oblivion person. So, like, Skyrim's, because it's more moved towards the, like, okay, let's condense these things into this to make it easier for more people to play. But it's opened my eyes that people still take a lot of lore and stuff away from the game, even if I feel the mechanics have gotten simpler throughout the series, kind of thing. So it's really nice to see other people's perspectives and stuff like that. It's opened my eyes on a couple of things that I didn't really think about when I was reviewing the games. Like, if we had gotten to the game best, I would have said Morrowind, Oblivion, then Skyrim, kind of thing, right? But now I can see things that make Skyrim look better in my eyes, kind of thing. So Canadian Papa Bear, variety streamer, mostly retro. Just playing gonna be playing a lot of RPGs over the next couple of weeks and stuff like that if you want to come and check things out. So
thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Sierra Grove, you up next.
Well, Canadian kind of said the thing that I was gonna say, which was that, like, I came in very much saying, like, Skyrim has been the worst. I felt like Skyrim had been the worst like installment in the series in the past several years. I like would have put it much below Morrowind and Oblivion. Part of the reason had been because of like lore reasons and just like the nature of the quests and the people and everything. And like from hearing specifically from JT and Eyevoree, I've been like, oh, okay, there's more to it than maybe I would have otherwise thought, because it to me was just so dumbed down from Oblivion that I was like almost offended by Skyrim when it came out, and now I'm like, oh, okay, well, there's still a lot to be had. I just came at it with too much bias. Maybe I should try again. So that was kind of my biggest takeaway. And I am Sierra Grove. I am pretty much only on Twitch. I like keep saying like, oh, I'll be on YouTube eventually, but like eventually never comes. I know I must. I'm the worst. I will get there eventually. Right now I'm just on Twitch. I stream RPGs. I just dove back into Oblivion a couple days ago because I was so excited for this panel. Monday I'm going to be playing Hollow Knight, but despite all of that, my primary focus is always being a good mental health advocate. And I do that by being transparent about my own struggle with mental health and mental illnesses, and trying to create a space that is comfortable for other people to sit here and hang out in our like gaming community and just chill and have that conversation also, so that we can be collectively like more open about it and try to beat some of the stigma that surrounds mental health.
Thank you very much. That's awesome. And TeaWithJT.
Yes. So I learned a lot tonight. I think the one thing after all the talk and everything, I definitely want to dive back into Oblivion and kind of do my own little playthrough of it. So it's funny because like while we were sitting here chatting, I've been like looking on Steam and GOG at like Oblivion and Morrowind. So I may actually buy those games for the PC and try them out. And then I'm on Twitch. You can find me TeaWithJT on Twitch. I usually stream every Monday and Thursday. Right now my main game is Final Fantasy 15. And I probably will eventually be coming back to The Sims. I've been doing the 100 Baby Challenge Sims, and everybody loves when I play that. I will be coming back to it. I had to take a little break from it because, I needed a break.
Have the fucking baby.
Yeah, I think I'm the only like streamer that rages at The Sims, but people love when I yell at my Sims and call them bitches, and I tell my own kids that I hate them.
Pop it out.
But yeah, TeaWithJT on Twitch, TeaWithJT on Twitter. You'll usually see me calling people out on Twitter and getting into Twitter drama, but whatever.
Oh yes.
And then and then TeaWithJT TV on Instagram. And then yeah. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.
Yeah,
Guys, you're very welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. I will.
Also, can we just acknowledge that Papa Bear, like, it looks like a disembodied head right now because of the color mix.
It does
It
happen
kinda
on stream. I often wear a black shirt with a black background. People are like, it's a floating head.
I love it.
Great.
I can't. I didn't notice it. Now I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Same.
Damn you, Blur!